Hokanson says that the National Guard makes up 20% of the total military and is the second largest unit behind the U.S. Army, which the general says allows the Guard to be extremely versatile.
We do everything from deploying combat formations around the globe to missile defense of the homeland, protecting cyberspace, and conducting space operations. And at the same time, we respond to disasters in our communities.
General Hokanson says that means Guard units are always prepared.
And continue to keep our promise to America to be always ready, always there.
Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
The White House plays defense. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. They're pouncing on a special counsel's report in a classified documents probe that ended with no criminal charges recommended, but fueled more concern about President Biden's age and mental fitness. Vice President Kamala Harris.
As a former prosecutor, the comments that were made by that prosecutor, gratuitous, inaccurate, and inappropriate.
Using some of the same language as Ian Sams, a spokesman for the White House counsel's office.
When the inevitable conclusion is that the facts and the evidence don't support any charges, you're left to wonder why this report spends time making gratuitous and inappropriate criticisms of the president.
Sam says the report's characterizations about the president's memory are not accurate. He points, as the president has, to the timing of a lengthy deposition just after the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel, when he was dealing with that international crisis. While many Democratic lawmakers are defending the president, Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips, who's running for president, calls it a sad day for America.
It is an imperative to stay in the race to the convention. There is no other Democratic candidate running in the primary right now.
President Biden has won all of the delegates so far after 2 Democratic primaries, but Phillips tells Fox Radio's Brian Kilmeade show the president should serve out his term and then pass the torch to a new generation. Just in time for Super Bowl Sunday, a 7-layer bean dip is one of the latest items added to a growing list of recalled dairy products made by Rizzo Lopez Foods, now linked to a listeria outbreak that first began in 2014. That recall includes sour cream, soft cheeses, yogurt, chicken enchiladas, cilantro salad dressing, sold at a variety of stores under many brands. The FDA has a full list of products. America is listening to Fox News.
You know, our friends at Henry Repeating Arms, they manufacture a line of very high quality rifles, shotguns, and revolvers that you can be very proud to own. Now, they're made in America with parts and materials also from America. Now, they use old world craftsmanship combined with cutting edge technology to deliver reliable and accuracy that you can trust in any situation. Now, they're easy to use and maintain. It makes them an excellent choice for both a novice and experienced shooter. Henry has over 200 models, so you can find the firearm that's right for you. There's also new releases all throughout the year, and every purchase is backed by their lifetime warranty and the company's owner. Anthony Imperato also gives his personal guarantee for 100% satisfaction. Now, make sure you go to their website, henryusa.com, order their free catalog. They'll send you free decals and a list of dealers where you are. That's henryusa.com. Free catalog, free decals, and a list of dealers where you are. You're going to love this company and these firearms like I do.
Now we're talking. How you doing? Look out, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and it's only me, it's only the Kimmer. 303 on 106.3 with Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire. And the mechanical mangler at the controls, it's Flounder, and it's Let It Rip Friday, anything goes. 404-741-1230 is the number.
I don't care.
Monday's blue, Tuesday sucks, and so do you. Wednesday blows and I don't know, but Friday I'm in love. We got a whole load of, man, I saw that news conference last night. I almost wasn't going to watch, figuring it was going to be stupid. I didn't know it was a news conference. I thought it was just a comment, and then all of a sudden he takes questions. What an idiot. All he could say was, Saturday! Look out. I mean, what a Nimrod. And I mean, we're going to talk about this all day, by the way. That stupid idiot. I mean, oh, my God. And his slimy wife, too. I mean, I'm just going to unload on these people. First of all, let's say hello to our team here. Pete Davis in the mountains of Macon. What's up today with you, sir? What's going on?
Well, I just helped my neighbor bury a rolled-up carpet.
Now, why would you? What was in the rolled-up carpet? I'm curious, Lito.
Well, she said her husband would have done it, but he's out of town.
He's not. You guys in there anymore? Yeah. So, thank you so much. Oh, hey, hi, and a big weekend plan. Well, of course, Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
Any weekend plans or anything? Do you go to Super Bowl parties, or do you have them, or do you ever go to them, or is that common, or what?
I used to, but I kind of like watching it by myself because you can eat what you want. You can pause it when you want. There's nobody talking over the game or over the commercials.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, you can sit there in your underwear and scratch. I mean, I don't mind alone. I don't mind going to parties.
Yeah, and if you have enough cash, you can get yourself a weekend girl. Have just a little one-on-one, kind of a deal. And now, Fonda, what about you? Are you doing weekend Super Bowl stuff? And Miss Veronica, how's she feeling? And how are you feeling? And what's
getting back to normal, so she'll probably make some delicious food. We may go to my dad's or we may go to her brother's and hang out. So it's still up in the air. But similar to Pete, I'd rather just sit at home and watch it there because you can relax. You don't have to worry about people annoying you.
Yeah, but I'm assuming she's more of a let's get together with people kind of a.
It depends, But she could also kick back and just.
Well, now also she maybe want to just relax and now. I'm kind of I'm surprised you haven't made actual plans for Sunday, or are you still not really feeling that well?
Or I mean, I'm pretty much back to normal, but again, I'm not really big on Super Bowl parties because everyone's talking. You can't concentrate on the game, and then more people are focused on the commercials.
There's girls there, how come? What did he mean by going? What is that? What's Sorry, I'm just teasing. I'm teasing a lot right here. 306. No, I joke. I tease. Anyway, well, folks, here we are. It's Friday. Let her rip. Anything goes, as always. And we have a million things. We'll talk a lot about President's stupid face. And I'll make a couple quick points, and we're going to talk about so many other things as well, too, including the call for him to just, be taken out of there. Also, the comparing Hunter with Peter Navarro, what the latest is on him, more political stuff. Also, the state of Hawaii apparently believes that they're way too special because of the spirit of the former Empress Kalaka, apparently, or someone like that, some princess of the volcano world. So they don't have to do what our Constitution says. Really? Hawaii's separate and special, are they?
Hey. Maybe they can have a battalion of Marines land there on Waikiki and teach them a lesson about the Constitution.
We could do a little kind of show and tell. Have like the the first Recon Marine Expeditionary Force, show up at Oahu. You met the landing craft are coming in.
These
really?
These are the same idiots that wouldn't turn the water on to fight the fires because they worship water.
They were going to offend the water gods if they turned down all that water to fight that horrible fire that killed all those people that still haven't found the bodies. They're gone forever. Anyway. So we got that going for us. And the Putin thing, I'm no longer a news guy. As a former news guy, I still would think that I'd have any interest at all in the Putin interview with Tucker Carlson, and I swear to God I don't. I don't care. I mean, I read about it. I've got the story on it, and we'll talk about it. But it's all nonsense. Although you will hear from Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage and her reaction to her, which is kind of funny. Yes, sir.
Also, real quick, we have Patricia on the line who has a limerick for you whenever you're ready.
Oh, my God. Well, we'll hold everything for our callers. It's Let It Rip Friday. I'll always go to our callers first. 741-1230. I say Patricia. Hi, Patricia. You're on the radio. Happy Friday. How you doing?
Just fine, Kimmer. Better now that I'm talking with you.
You're so sweet, you little devil. What you got for us here today, sweetie?
Here in Atlanta, there's a radio station that has quickly become #1 in the nation. What is it that made the station a winner? It's the afternoon we spend with Kimmer. If you want to know how this comes to be, keep your radio tuned to 106.3.
Wow, that's very touching, Patricia. It's fantastic. What a sweet thing! What a sweet thing for you to do.
Well, if you're looking for limericks, I figured I would throw mine in the pool.
Well, you're definitely at the top of the list right now, Patricia. We'll keep you posted, sweetie, because God knows where this is going. Thank you. Have a great weekend, and happy Valentine's Day in advance. And if you are you watching the Super Bowl? Is that a thing you do with friends or family or whatever?
Small little group of friends.
Yeah. And do you have to bring something to the house, a baked casserole or a dip of some kind or something?
I usually bring a really good bottle of wine from the wine cellar.
Well, that'll do it. All right, sweetie. Thank you. Have a great weekend. And good luck to you.
Thanks, Kimmer.
Thanks, Doll. 309 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. 404-741-1230. Well, I forgot what I was doing here. The girl at the View. Remember, for the record, remember when those hags? I mean, hags at the View, the TV show The View, when they were complaining about Nikki Haley that she wasn't using her real name because she's of a culture where her real name, I've forgotten, is like Ndutanutagak or something, and people wouldn't be able to know how to pronounce it, so she calls herself Nikki. Well, fine. Well, guess what? The girls on The View, Whoopi. Yup. Real Whoopi. So she's got a fake name. And Sunny, 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 as in bright and happy and wonderful. Another fake name. After they complained about Nikki Haley fake name, they all got fake names. And Joy, boy, for girls with Sunny and Joy and Whoopi, they're the most miserable women on the planet with those names. Anyway, she's a slaveholder. Well, her family is, therefore she should be doxxed and be fired. Isn't that true? I mean, hold on a minute. Her family owns slaves. Therefore, she should never be allowed to be on TV. Well, obviously, that's not true. Mutant wolves. They could be spitting fire. And things you don't want to see in an airplane, like a guy shooting blood out of his nose. That's not that good. 311. And we got a billion other things to do with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Pete's tweets. Holy crap, it's sports. Flounder's funnies. And by the way, just in case you're curious, we're going to talk a lot about old Joe. And last night when he showed up at that, I thought it was just going to be a comment or two. And when he started answering, he said, I'll take a few questions. I thought, oh, my God, two things. It was going to go one of two ways. Either his staff deliberately said, you better take a couple of questions because they're going to rip you for you going back to the basement routine, which you did for the entire election scheme. So you better, but I'm surprised they didn't have the list of them like they always do, who to call on and what, how to kind of set it up. And I thought, man, that's unusual because he's taking a chance there. That was very unusual for me. But then when he almost pulled it off. He almost pulled it off because he was aggressive and on the offense and said, he was saying, how dare you talk about I didn't know about Da, and you just made that up. That's your thing, and you media people. And then he said, well, I got to go. And I thought, well, he almost kind of got away with it. He didn't really answer the questions and stuff. And then when he turned back around to answer one, I thought, oh, my God. Okay, one of two things was going on in every room in the White House. The staff was either saying, no, keep going, please,
keep moving. Keep moving.
Somebody get him. Somebody aim him off to the side. I mean, they were either going, oh my God, please, no, what an idiot. Or they were saying, aha, this will fix it. He's going to do something stupid, and now this will give us a chance to get him off the ticket. I always thought they were going to throw him down the stairs or he's going to fall in the shower. Somehow they're going to get him off the head of the ticket. This may have done it last night, and the staff may have been a setup to have it happen so they wouldn't be stuck with losing the election for sure. This fall. Anyway, so I thought that was, one of the two things. Hey, but we have a lot to talk about that. Okay, 313. And very quickly, by the way, just to show you how much Dr. Jill, and by the way, I blame her for everything about this, incidentally. When she the last time she took him to the doctor, she went with him to the medical center, the Naval Medical Center. And of course, old Joe's sitting there, and the doctor says, well, I'm going to need to check your blood sample. He says, huh? And he says, I'm going to need to check your urine sample. And he goes, huh? And the doctor says, I also need to check I need to check your blood, urine, and stool. And he says, huh? And Jill says, he needs a pair of your underpants. So once again, she's enabling the man to try to get through the day. Thank you. No, thank you. Shut up. 313. Let's see that one accomplish everything. Anyway, 313. It's Friday. Give me a break. Yeah, I work a long time. Yeah. 313. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 106.3. It's freaking Friday, man. Look out.
Legend Bortz. He's only on Extra 106.3, Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station.
Look what's happening in New York. I had a big change in retirement plans because I was sort of enamored by New York. I went up there quite often to do little TV bits and all of that. And I thought, Donna, why don't we just go ahead and rent a nice apartment near Manhattan and live up there for a year and just see what it's like to live in the excitement, the bright lights of New York. Like hell we will. Not anymore. That dream is gone. Who would go up there voluntarily just to see what it was like?
Bortz weighs in with commentary every day and is live with the Morning Extra on Tuesdays. Atlanta Talk Radio legends are only on Extra 106.3.
All right, I got now 3:15. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with the Pete and Flounder. We're going to talk about Carmela now complaining about that report last night. Also, Dr. Jill. I mean, we had all that stuff. In fact, we ought to be locking up this the old geezer from last night. Just get him out of office. There's a call for that officially using the Constitution to do it. And I'll guarantee you, if you know my buddies Jeff and Mark at Atlanta Safe House, they could lock up this guy with a special lockup thing just for human beings. I mean, this is unbelievable what's going on here. But let's just roll into how you can keep your stuff safe with a safe from Atlanta Safe House. They have a showroom in Ackworth. If you're up in that area, you can see what they have to offer for you. Everything's on sale, by the way. They do so much business. People are so grateful. They tell their friends. Because, before I bought 2 safes from Atlanta Safe House years ago before I retired. They can bolt them, as you did for me, bolt them into your garage, a concrete floor, or your basement, or anywhere you want them. And it was so cool just spinning that dial like a bank or something, protecting my stuff. Well, when I retired, went to Florida, I didn't have a safe and couldn't find my medical records. VA says, you know the whole deal on that. Protecting your stuff. I failed. I screwed up, and including my Social Security card years ago. I lost it because I had it in my wallet, lost my wallet, boom, bomb. Try getting that fixed up again, by the way. Keep it in your safe. Jewelry and cash, business records, your living will, your kids' medical records, your marriage or divorce papers, and stuff you need to save, jewelry and cash, and your guns. In fact, they have pistol safes, which are really cool. Check them out. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. All the top brands. And again, when they have somebody deliver the safes to your place, they only use off-duty police, firefighters, and military to say thank you for what you do and give them a little extra something, too. You'll love this company, Atlanta Safe House. Tell them the Kimmer sent you when you check them out on the web, too, atlantasafehouse.com.
What's your retirement plan? Master Plan Retirement Consultants specialize in constructing plans designed to meet the challenges you could face over the course of a retirement. As holistic retirement planners, we cover tax, income, Social Security, legacy, healthcare, and long-term care planning. Our strategies are designed to maximize your retirement savings and income while minimizing taxes and protecting your assets from forces that could disrupt your retirement, providing peace of mind. A fiduciary advisory firm, Master Plan Retirement, works with you to create the potential for a sustainable retirement and a legacy to be remembered. Join us on our weekly radio show, Retirement Roadmap, every Saturday at 12 p.m. on Extra 106.3 as we discuss retirement topics for today's financial environment. Episodes can also be found on YouTube and on your podcast platform. Find us at masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Frickson Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Hey, homeowners. Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
It's a mad world out there, but one thing is certain, everyone is trying to market something. So tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. to the Marketing Madmen, who, along with a variety of industry expert guests, can help you make sense of it all. Whether you own a business and want tips to scale, or are a fan of the finer things in life and want to know how restaurants, golf courses, and wine companies try to sell you stuff, the Marketing Madmen is your ultimate destination for all things marketing. Tune in right here on Extra 106.3 every Saturday at 3 p.m. or search online for more content. Join the madness with the Marketing Madmen.
The Kimmer Show, live until 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3. And start your day the right way tomorrow morning with the Morning Extra from 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.
you are. Jeff, how's Jeff doing? Jeff doing good?
Jeff drowned.
The Buckster? Jeff drowned, did he? Son of a bitch. Nobody told me. I just,
died tragically.
Well,
hotel fire. Horrible. Left wife and kids behind.
Oh, Jesus. 3:21. This is the way it's going to be right up till 6, by the way, because I'm in a mood. Oh, God. Birthday, what?
When you're ready, you got a couple phone calls.
Excellent. We'll go right to him. Hold on. Quick birthday. Michael B. Jordan, 37. The Creed star played the villain in Black Panther and now has women everywhere fantasizing about their Alexa. I don't know what that means. What's the Alexa in Michael B. Jordan? Must be a thing from a movie, because this guy says their women are fantasizing about their Alexa. Don't know what that is. And we'll get to more. So let's get to the phones. Who we have up there, Flounder? Who's number one?
We're going to go with Travis.
Travis, you're on the radio. Happy Friday. What's going on?
Happy Friday, brother. Yeah, I just want to let you know they're going to keep Biden propped up in there to the last 8 months in, and they're going to pull him out for incognitive reasons and probably slide Camilla side piece in there.
Okay, I got about 4 of those. I didn't get any of that at all. He
thinks Biden's going to be out within 8 months, and they're going to put Kamala in there.
Oh. Well, well, I mean, if they're going to do. Does anybody today think that this ticket is going to remain this fall of Biden and Carmella?
No, not after yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I last night, honestly, I almost didn't watch. Anyway, thanks, man. We have another caller, Flounder. I can't.
Yes, we do. We have Stan. He wants to comment on the Supreme Court hearing.
Stan, the man. Yes, sir. Welcome aboard. Happy Friday. What do you think?
Hey, Kimmer, I called you yesterday, and I made that statement about the radicalized Republicans comment.
Yeah.
I found out last night, apparently in the 1860s, during the Civil War and after the Civil War, there were a group of Republican congressmen that were called the radicalized Republicans that were trying to end slavery, bring around civil rights, and they actually came up with the 14th Amendment. So I gather that's what they were referring to.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's one section of it, Section 3, the Article 3 part of it is what they were referring to that's supposed to keep the Confederates from holding office.
Yeah, because of insurrection.
Yeah.
I've got one other comment.
Yeah.
I watched Biden last night, and I was furious.
Yeah.
I was so offended by his statements. And I'll tell you what, I was in the Air Force, and I was our unit security officer in charge of classified information. And if I did what he had done and what Hillary had done with her emails, they would have put me in Fort Leavenworth forever.
Yeah.
And I'm just disgusted at this individual and all of them.
I feel exactly the same way. I mean, this is the worst scandal, political scandal in history. And there's so many things that I'm the media, finally, did you see, the media acted like they used to when Jim Acosta was attacking Donald Trump every day for 4 years.
Yep.
The media finally is starting to say, well, now, wait a minute, and they're sort of attacking him, and I'm thinking to myself, where the hell you been for 4 years when they're screaming, attacking the president? I mean, it's like, my God, I'm old enough to remember this was blood in the water, and the media back in the day would have ripped him to shreds. I mean, he wouldn't have gotten away with this kind of crap. And finally, it looks like they're starting to react to and by the way, it's not that they're turning on him, it's finally they're waking up and they realize they got caught. And one of my biggest complaints right now is that the media, every stinking one of these people, owes us, the American people, an apology for putting him in office in the first place. It's Dr. Jill's fault for not stopping it at the beginning, and it's the media's fault for letting this happen, allowing it to happen, condoning it to happen, and now taking they better start taking responsibility for this. It's their fault. They did it. Shame on the media. I hope to God they finally have some meetings with their production crew in the morning saying, holy crap, did we screw up? I'm waiting for them to come out with opinion pieces on every freaking mainstream media channel an outlet and a journalistic review in every newspaper and magazine to say, boy, did we screw up. So sorry, America. We brought this upon ourselves, and it's our fault. And it is. It's the media's fault for allowing this to happen, to run for office from his basement, cover up his duplicity and his incompetence. And I'm telling you, I got so freaking mad when I saw them finally acting like media people. It's about time. All right, I'll shut up now. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, don't hold your breath.
I know, but I'm honestly, this is no longer funny. This is not a joke. It's not, and it's not. Oh God, what a shame, this poor old man. Bullcrap. He should be in prison. Yep. Oh, God. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Don't hold your breath. The media's going to change.
I know.
Here's what MSNBC did yesterday on their page. While Daily Mail, Fox, everybody was talking about not only was Biden not being charged, but why he wasn't being charged because of the feeble-mindedness and stuff like that. Yep. Here was the headline on MSNBC.com. Biden will not be prosecuted in the disclosed classified docs. He will not be charged.
Right,
no mention on why and the feeble-mindedness. And as for the Trump stuff at the Supreme Court, which was going pro-Trump, here's what their headline was. Supreme Court justices appear afraid of their own power.
It's unbelievable. And today, Carmela's side piece, the shiftless and lazy vice president, is attacking the special counsel. They're turning on their own Department of Justice. And by the way, they had a guy come out and for about an hour and a half this afternoon, and not the podium princess, answering all the questions and declining to say whether the attorney general might get fired. They declined to say whether anybody's on the staff has been fired for allowing this to happen, because when he went back, when he answered questions, oh my God! And now, there's so much stuff going on here. The upheaval is unbelievable, and they're trying to get away with it. I can't believe they're still trying to get away with it to protect him and hide him.
Well, the two things, they went after Trump's ghostwriter. But they won't go after. But now Biden, I understand, okay, he's feeble-minded, no jury's going to convict him. But the ghostwriter isn't. So why aren't they going after his ghostwriter like they did Trump's ghostwriter? And Kamala has the balls today to say this is politically motivated. The DOJ is a bunch of Democrats. What are they talking about?
It's its own Department of Justice.
They're starting to eat their own.
Hopefully. In fact, we'll talk about the ghostwriters, a guy named Mark Zwonkzer, and also, by the way,
Irish kid.
And by the way, last night Jesse Waters went out of his way to show the difference in the video, the photos of the two sources of the mishandled federal secret documents. Donald Trump's was all in boxes and crates and under lock and key in a special room with guards around it. Donald Trump was charged because he didn't want to obey their rules about when to turn over stuff, and it was a process crime. It wasn't that he mishandled it. It was all there, but they didn't like the way he was going about not cooperating with them when they wanted certain stuff and so forth. Biden had these loose papers in a cardboard box that was falling apart so badly that the Secret Service agents had to pick it up and put it into other boxes because it was falling apart. And it was just laying loose on the floor. And they also found that he was sharing this information with his ghostwriter, who, by the way, he just mentioned the ghostwriter. The ghostwriter also was doing audio tapes of his conversations talking about secret stuff. And then when he found out there was going to be a problem, he erased it. And he wasn't charged. The ghostwriter for Biden erased the evidence of his duplicity. Oh, we can't charge him. Not enough evidence. Oh, my God. This is your country. And we haven't even started. You're going to hear the sound bites next. We got so much. This is unbelievable. Honestly, this is a disgrace. It's a shame. It's a scandal. And I'm freaking furious. And we're going to get Dr. Jill on the carpet here next with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 3:30. Happy freaking Friday, by the way. Sorry.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
As we start 2024, Central Heating and Air Conditioning would like to thank everyone for trusting them with your heating and air conditioning and home performance needs by throwing the 27th annual Winter White Sale going on right now through the end of February. And you can save up to $2,000 with carrier rebates, the best in the business. At Central, you're guaranteed to get the best deals possible. And why is Central Heating and Air the best? Well, they're one of the few locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and it's still that way today. And Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house health and possibly your family's health with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speeds, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air's 27th annual Winter White Sale goes through the end of February. So check them out online at centralheat.com or call them at 770-GET-HEAT and turn to your Atlanta carrier experts.
Hear that? That's the sound of the clock ticking. Valentine's Day will be here before we know it. Don't panic. I'm Jaron Solomon from Solomon Brothers Jewelers, and I can help you find the perfect gift. This year, visit SolomonBrothers.com and check out our gift guide. In honor of Valentine's Day being on the 14th, we've got 14 perfect gifts for your loved ones, starting at just $249. That's right, gifts starting at just $249. Shop earrings, necklaces, watches, bracelets, rings, and more. Whether you're buying for him or her, your child, loved one, or friend, no matter the price, you'll find something nice at Solomon Brothers. Hear that? That's the sound you'll hear when they open that gift on Valentine's Day. This year, surprise your special someone with a gift they'll wear forever. Visit us today in any of our 3 showrooms on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and now in Peachtree City. Or shop online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
This Valentine's Day, treat your special someone to a spa day at Natural Body Spa and Skin Remedy. Voted Best Day Spa by Atlanta Magazine. Give the gift of love and relaxation with a gift card they can use for massages, facials, body therapies, and more. Your loved one can unwind and let their stress melt away with a spa day at Natural Body Spa and Skin Remedy. Visit them today. They have 8 locations around Atlanta or shop online anytime at naturalbody.com.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guest is GBI Special Prosecutor Diane McLeod. Tune in on Saturday or find it online at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 770-627-3235 or online at atlbail.com.
Witness the new era of Georgia Tech men's basketball under the guidance of their new head coach, NBA great Damon Stoudemire. Coach Stoudemire has brought the excitement back to the Thriller Dome, and you can be a part of it. Don't miss the next home game presented by PNC Bank when Syracuse visits McCamish Pavilion on Saturday, February 17th at 5:30 p.m. Great seats are still available for purchase, and you can get more information at ramblingrec.com. Hurry up and grab your tickets to experience the thrill and excitement of Georgia Tech basketball. Sting 'em.
Introducing Sonder Health Plans, your trusted local partner for Medicare Advantage in Georgia. Only in Georgia. With Sonder, you'll get comprehensive coverage that's tailored to your needs. They offer $0 primary care visits, $0 premiums, and access to a wide network of Georgia healthcare providers. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com now to learn more about their valued-based care that won't break the bank. Or call 888-428-4440. Sonder Health Plans, your doctors, your neighbors. neighbors, your friends.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. With daily commentary you'll hear throughout the day. And he's on live with the Morning Extra every Tuesday morning at 7:30. Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3. And catch all of Neil's commentary on the Extra app.
Look out, here we go. It's a love song here from White Stripes. I don't even know what that was. I have no idea what was that?
It's a Neil Diamond cover.
Oh, my God. And what song of Neil Diamond?
Fell in love with a girl.
Oh, my. Oh, that's written down here. The White Stripes this day, 2010, were taking on the Air Force, complaining that the Air Force used one of the group's songs, Fell in Love with a Girl, in a TV ad without their permission. And so the White Stripes released a statement saying they took strong insult and objection, this is 2010, with the implication that we licensed one of our songs to encourage recruitment during a war that we do not support. Well, it's good to know where you stand, gentlemen. 3:36 with the Kimmer, Pete, and the Flounder. Our birthday list today includes, you may know the name, you may know the role, Rose Leslie, 37. Rose Leslie is that Scottish lass who played Maya Rindell on The Good Fight. You know her as Ygritte, Jon Snow's wilding lover on Game of Thrones. Kit Harington actually married her in real life. And if you don't know who she is, you know nothing Jon Snow. Sorry. Anyway, let's see, a day in history today. We'll do like an election thing. How about that? On this day, seems ironic, 1825, the House of Representatives decided the outcome of the presidential election. It turns out John Quincy Adams and Andrew Jackson both fell short on electoral votes, so the House of Representatives decided it would be John Quincy Adams. Well, a suspicious cabinet appointment led to accusations of corruption. It's kind of a, you do this for me, I'll do this for you. So John Quincy Adams was a one-term president, and Jackson easily defeated him the next time around. I kind of think maybe something happening like that this time here in America. I don't know about last night's presentation. Wow. Okay, get right to it. 3-3. You're going to hear sound bites here. 338. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Here's the number. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Our 3 o'clock hour brought to you by our good friends at First Liberty Building and Loan. If you need financing to grow your business, visit firstlibertyga.com. Our good buddies and longtime sponsors. We are grateful for that. 338. Okay, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Now, let's go. We'll play some sound bites. And again, I couldn't believe it. I almost wasn't going to watch because I was working on the show for today. After dinner at night, I work on the show for the next day, and I'm sitting there and say, "Oh well, I'll have it on in the background." And all of a sudden, I realized, and when he started saying he was doing mumbly like nothing, and then he said, "I'll take a few questions." I said, "Oh my God, he's taking questions after that report came out. He must know he's asking for it. They're going to talk about his mental capacity and his memory, and couldn't remember what the years he was vice president. Report said he couldn't remember when his son died. I mean, all this stuff." And I thought, oh my God, he's taking questions. And then I thought, my immediate reaction was, well, they're still going to probably softball him. And then, son of a gun, they did not. I couldn't believe it. And then when oh my God. And then when he came back, when he was leaving, and then when he came back, I thought his staff has got to be screaming, no, don't stop, keep going away. Well, let's start. Last night, at the podium the President of the United States, and I think Peter Ducey was one of the first questioners there as we repeat what happened last night for you, in case you missed it.
Something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's
How
totally
bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad I let you speak. That's what.
Your memory has gotten worse, Mr. President?
My memory has not gotten. My memory is fine. My memory. Take a look at what I've done since I become president. None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got passed. How'd that happen? You know, I guess I just forgot what was going on.
Mr. President.
I mean, you know, I actually kind of gave him credit there because it was a word salad non-answer. What's his memory got to do with what he thinks he got passed? I mean, you know, anyway, we'll prove whether the method worked or not. Let's do cut number 2, Flounder. We'll go right down the line here in case you missed that news conference. Honestly, between me being able to listen to the Supreme Court of the United States and the justices arguing one of the most important cases in political history for America ever, and then watching this horrible presentation of the final destruction, the last pieces of a crumbling, bumbling idiot who was elected by the media as president of the United States. Unbelievable. Here's our second cut to show you in case you missed it last night.
Mr. President, for months when you were asked about your age, you would respond with the words, "Watch me." Many American people have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is your judgment. That is your judgment. That is not the judgment of the press.
They expressed concerns about your mental acuity. They say that you are too old. Mr. President, in December, you told me that you believe there are many other Democrats who could defeat Donald Trump. So why does it have to be you now? What is your answer?
I'm the most qualified person in this country to be president of the United States and finish the job I started.
I'm the most qualified person in this country to be president, to finish the job I started. Dear God, please, Lord, we beseech thee to not allow the president to finish what he's been doing to us as what he calls the job he started. Amen. God bless America. Holy crap, he wants to finish more of this? Please. And then this really got me. Again, I'm thinking, well, he's doing word salads and he's just talking, which I thought, you know, he's probably going to get away with it. And then let's do the third cut, Flounder, when I thought he kind of he was going to lose it, and then I really got kind of offended by this too.
The conduct of the response in the Gaza Strip has been over the top. I think that, as you know, initially the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate to allow humanitarian material to get in. I talked to him. I convinced him to open the gate. I talked to Bibi to open the gate on the Israeli side.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is not the president of Mexico. So in a course of a few days, we've had him talking to a dead chancellor of Germany. We've had him confuse the dead president of France. And now we've had him confuse the president of Mexico, who suddenly was giving supplies to the Gaza Strip. With somebody else's name, which was that name of the president of Egypt. We'll get more about reaction to that, but here's even more offensive last night when he tried to turn the tables and show. Again, every time he has the opportunity when he gets caught about something, he tries to just start yelling. He starts yelling at people, yelling at the press, yelling at his opponents. When he first did that very first competition with the debate with Donald Trump many years ago, he started yelling the first time. Well, here's when somebody asked him a question about his memory, and here comes the yelling.
There's some attention paid to some language in the report about my recollection of events. There's even reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that? Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, it wasn't any of their damn business. Let me tell you something. Some of you have commented, I wear since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of
something, eh?
Every Memorial Day we hold a service remembering him, attended by friends and family and the people who loved him.
You know, go to hell. I kiss my ass. How about that? You dirty, stinking fraud. You know, you use your dead son. Remember, you're the one who said he died in Iraq as a war hero, apparently. Or, actually, the truth was he died much later in a hospital surrounded by family. Not that it's still, it's still bad. It's horrible. You lost a son. A father and mother should not have to lose a son. or daughter. Child, obviously. But that's, gee, that's too bad. He wasn't dying screaming, bleeding to death like the people that you had bombed with our Afghan withdrawal, you freaking coward pimp bastard. And just like the 3 Georgia soldiers blown up in a drone strike, they were kind of, they were a little less often seeing their family surrounding on their bedside as they took their last words with love and prayers for going to heaven right away instead of getting their guts blown up by a drone strike. You dirty, rotten scumbag, President Puke Face. This is outrageous. Use your dead son to try to make people feel sorry for you. God almighty. I mean, it's just appalling. You lousy scumbag. And the media's responsible for all of it. And so is Dr. Jill, and I'm coming after her next. 346 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Rat wife.
Atlanta radio legends collide on Extra 106.3. The legend Neil Bortz is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer. Because when you get these two guys together, who knows where we'll end up?
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
The Kimmer is live on your drive home every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6. And now Neil Bortz joins this show every week. And if you miss it, catch up anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Well, at RBM of Atlanta, we embody this philosophy. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for the required service. With over 100 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. We'll work around your schedule. We're here to save you time, energy, and money. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2023 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience and Georgia's only 9-time Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best winner. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor for details.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you for your time, but unfortunately, we can't offer you the position.
Why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and quite frankly, we were concerned.
About what?
Apparently, you were arrested for throwing a shopping cart at a customer?
In my defense, he had it coming.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
A new Braves season is around the corner, and tickets are on sale. The Braves' home schedule is jam-packed with great matchups, including the Texas Rangers in April, Red Sox in May, and Phillies in July. Plus, you better get your tickets now for when Shohei and the Dodgers head to Truist Park in September. 2024 will also be more amazing gate giveaways, like the Ronald Acuna Jr. bobblehead trio commemorating his record-breaking season. Replica chain giveaways featuring Michael Harris II and Orlando Arcia, a City Connect replica jersey, and the list goes on. Visit Braves.com/promos to see all of the amazing giveaways throughout the season and purchase your tickets. And fan favorite specialty ticket packages are back in 2024, including the Military Appreciation, Father's Day Catch on the Field, Star Wars, and more. Visit Braves.com/packages to see these special packages and the exclusive items that come along with your game ticket. Atlanta Braves baseball for the A.
Mike Rowe here with a few thoughts on my favorite sweatshirt. A classic zip-up hoodie that used to be navy blue but has since faded to what the fashionistas call a distressed indigo. It's 13 years old, soft as a flannel bathrobe, and after a few hundred dirty jobs, demonstrably and undeniably indestructible. This is the kind of sweatshirt girlfriends like to permanently borrow. But I've held on to this one because I got it from American Giant. American Giant makes all their stuff right here in the USA so they can control every link in their own supply chain. That matters because when you buy American Giant, you not only get great quality, you create jobs for people in factory towns all over the country. No pressure, but if you give a damn about the business of making things in America, you got to support the companies who are doing it right.
Thanks, Mike. One more thing we agree on. Buy American at american-giant.com/Glenn. Use my name and get 20% off your first order at american-giant.com/Glenn.
Miss any of the show? No sweat. Grab your Extra 106.3 app and listen to show replays whenever you want. Download the Extra app now for Apple and Android by searching for XTRA 106.3.
I got 351. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer, Pete and Flounder, and Robert Plant. Led Zeppelin singer Robert Plant on this day in 2009 took home 5 prizes for his collaboration with bluegrass singer Alison Krauss.
This is the band that Neil Bortz was talking about yesterday that he likes.
Oh, cool. That's right. It's got a nice song. It's got a nice beat. Yeah. Robert Plant with Alison Krauss. It was at the Grammy Awards in L.A. in 2009. The duo won Album of the Year for Raising Sand and Record of the Year for Please Read the Letter. Coldplay won Song of the Year for Viva La Vida. And Adele, wait a minute now, Adele, Duffy, Radiohead, and Peter Gabriel were among other acts to be honored. Anyway, 2009. Well, there you go. Well, it's kind of a different song. I didn't know the thing. What's that?
This is the album that Joe Walsh was buying when I met him. He bought the Alison Krauss, Robert Plant CD.
Seriously? When you were working at Blockbusters or whatever it was?
The Borders.
Yeah. I'll be damned. Cool. Was that Lenox Square or not Lenox Square? Buckhead
Fifth
somewhere.
Plaza across the street.
Yeah, that's right. 350. You got fired because you just kept showing up late or something. As I recall, he had a little time clock issue.
No, I didn't get fired. I just didn't show up.
Well, this seems okay. Well, that's better. You ever been fired? No, I just stopped going. They probably fired. They probably took me off the books, but. And nobody ever fired me. That's not the same thing. I'd never lied on my resume. No, I've never been fired. Have you ever disappeared? Well, you didn't ask me that before. 350. Birthdays, Travis Tritt, 61 today. Country superstar who has the best of intentions. I assume that's a song of his. It's in quotes. And our history list today includes... On this day in 1997, The Simpsons, way back in 97, became the longest-running primetime animated series, beating the record held by The Flintstones. Simpsons back in 97. Holy cow. Lots of stuff coming up here. More on politics and that dirty, stinking rat wife, Jill, Dr. Phony My Foot. 354. First to the phones. Did you say fish stick? I believe fish stick is a happy Friday. Let it rip, fish stick. What's going on, my friend?
Hey, Kimmer, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing? What's up?
Well, I'm doing great, but last week was a rough one.
A rough week for you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about your old radio shows.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I'm the permanent road guard. I don't know if you remember, but thanks for letting us out.
Oh, my God. My road guard's out. I can never let him back in, by the way, but that's okay.
That's all right. I'd rather stay out there, let me tell you.
Man.
The other thing, I gave military 10 years. I gave post office 31 years. At the end of my career with the Postal Service, I was doing building maintenance, and I had to move a lot of equipment. And when we attached that equipment to the floor, we were anchoring that equipment to the floor as opposed to bolting it.
That's right.
I'm trying to help you with your nomenclature there, partner.
That's right. You know, it's like a hat in the Marines is not a hat, it's a cover. And when you go to the head, you don't go to the bathroom, you go to make a head call. Yeah, you're funny.
You can screw stuff to the wall, but you anchor it to the floor.
Yes,
okay?
you do. Yes, you do. And make way when the officers are coming by the squad bay, too.
That's right. Make a hole and make it wide.
I love it. All right, hoorah, Semper Fi, fish stick. You have a great. Are you betting on the Super Bowl? You have any interest in the Super Bowl?
I'm sorry. You said bye, and
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that, fish sticks.
Well, if you're calling and we're talking today, just out of curiosity, do you care about the Super Bowl? Are you going to watch it? Do you go to a party? Do you make stuff and bring things? Is it fun to have wives there? I mean, just whatever Super Bowl.
Will you
stuff.
Make anything?
You
can do nachos in the air fryer.
Do they come out crispy or do they come out?
They'll come out crispy.
Because
if you go to the store, you can buy those plastic things so it doesn't get all messy, and you put it all in there and it cooks itself for you.
Well, I may just try that. I actually don't. I do.
When you get home tonight or this weekend, just Google, Super Bowl food in the air fryer. It'll give you a bunch of different stuff to do.
Yeah. And I'll probably have snacky. I may do some popcorn, and I may do that. Because I used to love nacho stuff, and with a lot of cheese and cool. Excellent. Well, maybe a little bacon bits or something. 356. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Okay, here we go. Oh God, what did I? Flounder. Flounder's funny. Here we go. What do you got?
So I'm in Colorado, and they have deer all over the place there, and they actually put out an information booklet that tells you what to do if a deer comes out in front of you. And it says you're supposed to speed up and hit it, and it will pop it up over you, and then everything will be okay. That's what it said. So one day a deer comes out in front of me, so I sped up, and I just rammed right into it, and just jolted me like crazy, and I'm like, because I was walking. So I'm at the gym. Not right now. And I'm on the elliptical machine. And the woman next to me said, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." She said, "How do I convert my pulse rate to my heart rate?"
Ma'am.
Well, take your pulse rate and multiply it by 1. Then subtract 0. Do you need some scratch paper? We're going out next week.
I guess it's going to work out for the both of them. Thank you. Oh, hey. 358. Oh, hey. By the way, coming up after the top of the news hour here, we'll talk about this ridiculous wife, Dr. Jill, the enabler, power-hungry witch. Although she did have a sense of humor. She had to have a sense of humor, this old fart that she married, because one time there was a famous story of one time, I'm an old man and I have to get up 2 or 3 times a night to hit the head, and so one time Joe, crime family, got out of bed 3 o'clock in the morning and went in and did his business in the head and came back to bed, and he asked Dr. Jill, he said, "Honey, does the light in the bathroom turn on and off every time you open the bathroom door?" And she said, "No, why?" And he said, "I think we're going to have to buy a new refrigerator tomorrow." It's coming up on 3:59. Let's see if the door to the bathroom is going to go.
Okay. Do you have any Biden jokes that don't involve bodily fluids?
Not really.
Damn.
And by the way, Dr. Jill back in 2022, there was a press conference going on with her stupid husband, and it was going on for so long, she got so upset that she read everybody the riot act. She said during the news conference, "Why will no one stop this? Get him out of there. Where were you guys? Who was supposed to going to end that news conference?" Because she knew that he couldn't do it. And that was 2 years ago. 4 o'clock, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We got a lot more coming up, baby. Happy Friday. Look out.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta's Safe House.
Pushback from the White House. Lisa Brady, Fox News, fielding another day of questions about the final report from a classified documents probe of the president, which recommended no criminal charges but found willful retention of classified materials and raised questions about President Biden's mental fitness.
They are not going so far as to just call the special prosecutor Robert Hur a liar, but they are saying that things in the report about the president's recall are not true.
Fox's Peter Doocy at the White House. The White House counsel's office calls the report inaccurate and inappropriate. New York Republican Congresswoman Claudia Tenney writing to the U.S. Attorney General, though, and calling for the president's cabinet to consider using the 25th Amendment to remove him. President Biden and the German chancellor holding an Oval Office meeting and reaffirming support for Ukraine and for Israel's right of self-defense, a day after the president called the fighting in Gaza over the top.
The president made it very clear in his comment that he was obviously talking about Israel's conduct in Gaza, and he's been clear. He's been clear that the United States wants to see Hamas, a terrorist organization, defeated. He's been very clear on that.
White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre, as Israel moves ahead with plans to target Hamas in Rafah, a city crowded with Palestinians who fled other parts of Gaza. Israel launching airstrikes earlier today, even as Prime Minister Netanyahu directed his cabinet to make evacuation plans for civilians there. An earthquake hits Hawaii just south of the Big Island, preliminary magnitude 5.7. There is no tsunami warning in effect, and there's no word of any damage or injuries. On Wall Street, a record day for the S&P, topping 5,000 for the first time, but the Dow finishes down 55 points. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey, a lot of you know that I learned how to use a firearm when I was 11 years old. I've been practicing my entire life, and people ask me all the time, Hannity, what kind of gun should I get? Well, now I'm telling them, go to Henry Repeating Arms. And I always tell them to start just by going to their website, henryusa.com. You're going to get a free catalog. Now, Henry has over 200 models of rifles and shotguns to choose from. They're made with the finest craftsmanship I've ever seen, and you don't beat their performance. Every one I had was accurate right out of the box and reliable ever since. Their company motto is made in America or not made at all. They have a lifetime warranty, family-owned business, and these folks are true patriots who give back to our military, our vets, our first responders, sick kids, you name it. They support gun safety, and they support our Second Amendment. So if you're in the market for a high-quality, American-made firearm, just go to henryusa.com. You get their free catalog, list of dealers, and free decals, henryusa.com.
That's 2401. To be added to the Hollywood Walk of Fame during a ceremony that marked the 50th anniversary of the attraction. The Beatles as a group were given a star in 1998. Ringo got his in 2009. And speaking of that, I was going to use that as my history list today. The very first star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame was issued on this day in 1960. It'd be unfair to see if you could figure out who might have been the first Hollywood star in 1960 to get the first star. I would have never have guessed this in a million years. Not that this person didn't deserve it, but the first star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame was issued in 1960 to Joanne Woodward, Paul Newman's wife, actress, which I find interesting. I don't know why they picked her. I mean, I'm sure she's quite capable of being deserving. I went on my damn iPad when I. The couch. She's like the modern day Jill Biden. You know, you see something you go younger you like, and you go for it, and you leave your husband on the side. You know, 405 Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our birthday list includes Judith Light. I never liked her. I thought she just had a snotty face personality. I don't know. I'm sorry. 75 years old. Who's the boss and transparent? The mama of that. Who's that little snot teenager turned out to be a liberal snot? The actress girl.
I don't know. She was on soap operas long before she went on Who's the Boss.
Yeah. The girl, the liberal girl in California,
Alyssa Milano.
Alyssa Milano, yeah. Who, by the way, just got outed because I think it was last week. She actually posted a plea for people to donate money so her son could go on a Little League baseball trip or something. Melissa Milano, and she actually had the balls to say, well, not all of us can afford all these fancy tournaments and stuff. I go, oh, my God. Are you telling me?
Worth $10 million.
Oh, I mean, my God. Anyway, she says, well, all the parents do it. You know, well, oh, I hate these people. Almost 406. Here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And let me get more about that Dr. Jill thing. Just very quickly, update. There's a new book about first ladies, and it tells about it was about a 2-hour news conference 2 years ago, and President Stupidface was bungling his facts, lashed out at a couple of reporters, comparing his political opponents to segregationists. And it says, Dr. Jill was watching the news conference. The look on her face told everybody from the president on down they better do some explaining about this. Why didn't anybody stop that, unquote? Everybody was silent, including the president, looking at one another. The most powerful man in the world. Her husband played along, even though somebody had told him they, wrap it up. Later, all the officials at the White House apologized to Jill for letting him keep talking. Her husband's fiercest protector, shielding him from the difficult situations. She knows how much the job is draining him as he brings briefing books back to the residents every evening. Well, la-di-da. But here's even more about this Dr. Jill business. Went out of my way to kind of look up some stuff here today, some reaction to it. Dr. Jill, in my opinion, is responsible for allowing this disgusting, I don't even know what to call it, diabolical scheme to allow this president to win an election and even run for office. He never even ever should have run for office. Couple of reactions. The West Wing staff of the White House all knew and say privately, the only reason Joe Biden is running in 2024 with his clearly diminished mental capacity is Jill Biden likes being first lady and does not want to give it up. Here's a comment from Juanita Broderick, raped by Bill Clinton. Worst first lady in the history of America. Jill Biden should be ashamed of herself, but apparently she has no conscience. Rachel Campos Duffy. That's that little sweet girl with the 15 children. Her husband's a former congressman, and she's on one of the Fox Girls shows in the morning or noon, I think, or whatever. She's a bunch of, she's gorgeous. Although I hate it. She was on that show where the teenagers all live together or something. Your big brother has to have sex with all the girls or whatever it was. What was it? Giving your hand? What was that? Or you're giving a signal or something.
That means you're sidetracked here.
Oh, sidetracked. I got back to the business. Okay. Well, I was just going to say, she was so beautiful because she had these beautiful little creases under her eyes. She had and they were beautiful. And then she had surgery to get rid of the creases under her eyes. And she's still beautiful, but she didn't have her smile again. Anyway, okay. All right, here's what Rachel Campos Duffy said. This is important, so I'll stop talking. And now I'm going to quote her, so it's not like me talking. Quote. Back in 2021, Jill Biden and her spokesperson came after me, Rachel Campos Tuffy, demanding I apologize for saying this on Fox and Friends. Quote, the most patriotic thing Jill Biden could have done was tell her husband to love her husband and not let him run in this mental state that he's in. I think she failed the country as well. Well, now she says that was 2021. It's 2024. I stand by my words. Seriously, another comment. Fake Dr. Jill is truly a monster. Put this bumbling, mumbling, senile, dirty old man in a nursing home already. Our enemies are laughing at us. Jill Biden looks like elder abuse. Imagine, here's Rod Serling. Imagine, if you will, a woman so power-hungry and evil that she would submit her husband, suffering with dementia, to ridicule, jokes, and humiliation. Harry's from UK. I'm from UK. You were right. He's a joke. The world is laughing at you. He's got to go. Absolutely pathetic. So sad to see tears in my eyes watching this as my own father got dementia and past 2 years now. It still hurts every day. Let the man retire. His shift is done. Now, who other than Special Counsel Robert Hur has spent a significant amount of time with Joe Biden? Jill Biden and the top White House staff have, but they cannot admit what we all see. Hur, the first outsider with access, astounded at what he saw, and he told the truth. By the way, President Biden has directed the Department of Justice to begin an official investigation into who this Jill person is that keeps following him around.
Maureen Callahan writes op-eds for the Daily Mail. And she's got a great one today about Biden has to go. And here's what she said. Joe Biden can no longer hide behind his personal tragedies by constantly mentioning his dead son. The stakes are too high. Unless Thursday night's press conference was an in-house attempt at a coup, enough people in Biden's inner circle thought this was a good idea. In a week that saw the president on 2 different days announce that he had been speaking with dead heads of state. The media en masse should be aflame. Yet his defenders on the left outdid themselves last night, displaying embarrassing levels of excuse-making and intellectual dishonesty.
Here we go. Carmel, the vice president's side piece, shiftless and lazy, attacking the special counsel of their own Department of Justice as politically motivated. You got to be kidding. She says they asked about the report, and she says the president, she blasted this guy, Hur, as being wrong on the facts. He should have shown greater integrity. I've been privileged and proud to serve as vice president with Joe Biden. I believe the comments made by that prosecutor were ridiculous, gratuitous, inaccurate, and inappropriate. It sounds like Jackie Childs. It's grievous, outrageous. I mean, he said, by the way, Israel experienced a horrific attack, and I'll tell you, we got the calls of President, myself, in the hours after it occurred. It was an intense moment. The commander-in-chief, and I was at almost every meeting and saw this stuff. Now, what they're saying is that the president was so worked up over the attacks in Israel that he got confused about when his son died and when he was vice president, which is exactly the point. If you're having a president who is having a country of our support that's under attack, that there's a country's 9/11 is going on, and the president is so incompetent that he can't think of when his son died or when he was vice president at the same time. Holy criminy, that's the point. You just proved it. And then again, when he did the business about getting the president of Egypt as the president of Mexico, as though the president of Mexico is sending supplies to the Gaza Strip. Hamas. I mean, it's unbelievable. One more reaction from James Woods. Is the elderly man with a poor memory excuse an early pretext to activate the 25th Amendment? Clearly, they have either Michelle or Newsom warming up in the bullpen. Jill will hold on to power like a bulldog with a ham bone. The only way to dump Joe is to use the 25th. Another, Jill Biden loves being first lady much more than she loves Joe. If she actually loved Joe, she'd end this elder abuse today. Of course, she won't, because prestige and power are way more important than anything else. What a horrible human being. I agree. It's her fault. She should have dragged him by the collar, and then she should have gone to all the other members of the staff and said, all right, you people, let's all stick together on this. We can't let him do it. And they refused. I mean, plus he won. He won an election. He was president. So then, boom, after that, she should have said, oh, my God, you pulled it off, Joe. I can't believe it. You don't deserve it, but you pulled it off. So that's the ball game. Time to make an announcement. You're going to retire, to leave the party, to go on with a new, younger generation. It would have been perfect. It would have been, for them, it would have been perfect. And she couldn't let it happen. Dirty, stinking rats. You've ruined everything.
Women.
4 torches or 4 Herbert 414.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
I started wearing glasses in the 3rd grade. Skinny guy, crew cut, horn rim glasses, and yes, adhesive tape at the bridge when I broke them. From that point on, I was 4 eyes. I tried contacts, couldn't stand them, couldn't wear them. But then, a couple of years ago, an eye surgeon in Atlanta named Trevor Woodhams performed surgery on both of my eyes. He sucked out the lens and the cataracts with it and inserted in both eyes a corrective lens. I went from terrible vision to 2016. From our deck in Naples, I could spot fish in the water before the ospreys did. And by the way, the Queen has had the same surgery. My eyesight was a disability. I was glad to get rid of it. But now, listen to this. There's an ophthalmologist named Jeff Levinson. He does inexpensive cataract surgery to restore vision to 1,000 people. And now the woke universe is saying that he is disparaging people with disabilities. Yeah, disparaging. Somebody in the Free Press wrote, disability no longer needs to be cured. It should be embraced and celebrated. This is the left talking, folks. The woke people. The article says, a growing number of Americans view their disabilities as a core part of their identities. They don't want to be cured. And listen to this. Some of these people hope that their children have the same disabilities. Why this yarn, this story? Just want you to understand, folks, how insane these people on the woke left are. And we're talking about correcting eyesight here. You should see them go into complete meltdowns when somebody tries to cure somebody else's deafness. The world of woke. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
Witness the new era of Georgia Tech men's basketball under the guidance of their new head coach, NBA great Damon Stoudemire. Coach Stoudemire has brought the excitement back to the Thriller Dome, and you can be a part of it. Don't miss the next home game presented by PNC Bank when Syracuse visits McCamish Pavilion on Saturday, February 17th at 5:30 p.m. Great seats are still available for purchase, and you can get more information at RamblinWreck.com. Hurry up and grab your tickets to experience the thrill and excitement of Georgia Tech basketball. Sting 'em.
You didn't need a degree in finance to choose a checking account. That's why we made Truist One Checking. No trade-offs, no compromise, no hassle. Just the stuff you want from a bank that cares. And that means no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and automatic upgrades. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Visit Truist.com/one. Truist.com/ONE. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Exmark and Howard Brothers. Believe it or not, spring is right around the corner, and the folks at Howard Brothers are gearing up for it. If you need a mower in 2024, Howard Brothers and Exmark have it for you. Exmark mowers aren't just for green industry pros. There's an Exmark for all of us. The Quest, Radius, Laser, zero-turn mowers that will ensure that your yard work isn't hard work. Learn more at howardbrothers.com/Exmark. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Exmark and Howard Brothers.
Blue-collar business owners, listen up. It's time to revolutionize your hiring process with the Blue Collar Recruiter. Finding the right talent for your blue-collar needs just got easier. We specialize in connecting you with skilled and dedicated workers so you can focus on growing your business. So say goodbye to recruitment headaches. Let the Blue Collar Recruiter save you time, effort, and deliver top-notch talent directly to your doorstep. Invest in your team's success with the Blue Collar Recruiter. Visit thebluecollarrecruiter.com or call 678-916-6145.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
All right, I got it now. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete and Flounder. Happy Friday. Let it rip Super Bowl weekend. And in fact, we have Holy Crap at Sports coming up. And we're going to do some prop bets. We need to do some prop bets. Goofy things. Yep. And we'll do that later on today. 420 with Peter Gabriel. Do a little Peter here for you. Kind of whiny, Peter. I'm sorry.
All right, what's wrong with him?
No, it's good. It's good, Pete. It's nice. It's kind of acts out of whine.
No.
I'm sorry. Well, it's kind of whiny. Again, who am I? 1987 it was on this day. Winners at the Brit Awards in London included Peter Gabriel, one British male solo artist. Kate Bush, British female artist. Best British group went to 5-star. Album to Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. British breakthrough act was the House Martins. International Solo Artist Award in 1987 went to Paul Simon. The best international group was the Bangles. Best British video was Peter Gabriel for Sledgehammer. And best British single in 1987 was the Pet Shop Boys for West End Girls. Oh, mercy. On this day, a birthday time, Mia Farrow and her son, Rono Sinatra. Oh, sorry. Mia Farrow, 79 years old today. And her son, who obviously was sired by Frank Sinatra, not Woody Allen, her son annihilated Pervy Weinstein. And that report that, remember, was it ABC had it and wouldn't release it, and then Ronan Farrow came out with it, and Ronan Farrow, and the rest is history because he revealed all the information that was important to know. On this day in history, it started 1950. Senator Joseph McCarthy makes a boisterous claim, and so it begins McCarthyism. The State Department riddled with communists, which it was and is.
Yeah.
He was right. He was, of course, he was such a.
He was right.
He was a balding, fat, sweaty, loudmouth. So he looked like a freak. He looked like a conspiracy theorist. He just looked like a blowhard, but he was absolutely right. And the problem was it led to blackballing and blacklisting and stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is that it was necessary. No, it was necessary to get rid of the bums. Anyway, 422.
The same people that have been bitching our entire lives about the blackballing of the liberals in the 1940s and 50s are the same ones blackballing the conservatives now.
It's the latest aim of the liberal movement in this country, which has now gone so far left that they now become Nazis, which the left thinks are are Republicans and conservatives. And they have everything backwards. They don't know history. They don't know, I mean, and I don't know history, but I know some stuff, just from being a news guy. You kind of filters into you once in a while. You think if you live long enough, the Nazis weren't, strong right-wing Republicans. Anyway, all right, 423. My God. The liberals haven't been this angry since the Republicans took away their slaves. Think about it. The 1860s. 423. The 4 o'clock hour brought to you by our friends at Atlanta Safe House. I love these guys. Jeff, Mark, the whole crew. They have a showroom in Ackworth. And if you don't think you need a safe, you do. You just may not know it. Learn more by going to their website and checking out these terrific products, as I have and did. AtlantaSafeHouse.com. And tell them the Kimmer sent you. 424, let's call it. We mentioned a couple times about the 25th Amendment. And sure enough, there's at least one congressperson, Claudia Tenney, Republican from New York, is calling on the cabinet to invoke the 25th Amendment to the Constitution to kick him out of office. Now, it can be used, again, I'm not up on my constitutional law in this particular subsection, but it is used if a president's going under surgery and is out of contention and so forth, or is, when something bad happens to him and he can't work for a while, they can have a constitutional method to bypass him, put him on the side, have him sit off to the side for a while and have the vice president take over, and then you can redo it and undo it. When it comes back, it's normal time to think, okay? Well, they can also get rid of him that way. And so now this Tenney of New York says, after concluding the president's stupid face should be willfully removed, mishandled, and he willfully removed, mishandled, and declassified documents, disclosed them over a period of decades, even though this guy Herr says the charges should not be brought against him. Special counsel's reasoning was alarming because he's so stupid in the mental facilities and a jury feels sorry for him. That doesn't make any sense. So what? DOJ cannot ethically bring charges against former President Trump then because he has mental acuity and a forceful personality, and declined to bring charges against President Stupidface because of his cognitive decline. I mean, how can they possibly justify that? The same way they can't justify not going after the ghostwriter for Joe Biden, who knew everything and erased the audio tape recording, which was evidence that he was using secret information and giving it to other people, which he denied. But he was doing it, and they even erased the audio tape, and nothing happened to Biden's ghostwriter. And yet, by contrast, Jack Smith is slapping charges against 2 associates of Donald Trump because of their role in allegedly attempting to delete security camera footage at Mar-a-Lago after the Justice Department signaled that it wanted to see it. The prosecutors emailed a Trump business attorney about a draft subpoena. The president held a 24-minute call with a maintenance worker, and now he's in trouble. So they're going after the maintenance worker. Later, a guy with a flashlight was under surveillance cameras looking for stuff the boss wanted, so they're going after him too. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And by the way, before I forget, let's bring in quickly Hunter Biden here for 1 second, too, okay? Hunter Biden, as you'll recall, refused to go and honor his congressional subpoena, refusing to testify against himself in a congressional hearing, and yet he didn't show up and take the Fifth Amendment. He showed up and had a news conference about why they're all a bunch of bums in the Republican Party. He ignored the congressional subpoena. He did more than ignored. He thumbed his nose at it. He thumbed his nose at us. Showed up with his friends and his lawyers and said, I'm not going in there. If they want to do it my way, I'll do it my way. He ignored the congressional subpoena and got away with it. And then eventually his lawyer said, okay, we'll do it. So they said, okay, fine, no big deal. Nothing happened to him. He ignored the congressional subpoena and nothing happened. Well, a federal judge has denied Trump White House official Peter Navarro's bid to stay out of prison while he appeals his contempt of Congress conviction for refusing to cooperate with the investigation into the January 6th attack on the Capitol, guilty of defying a subpoena for documents and a deposition from the House committee. Peter Navarro said, I'm not going to go to your stupid House subpoena business. So they convicted him, they charged him, convicted him, and sentenced him to jail. And a federal judge says, I'm not going to let you stay out while you appeal it. You're going to jail. Holy crap. And the same age stuff that happens to Biden, nothing. You don't think there's a two-tier system of justice? I mean, my God! And again, last night, and Carmela and all the people in the White House are saying, well, the guy made a mistake. It's no big deal. We all do it.
Did you see Rachel Maddow's justification as to why he's still competent to be president?
I heard them, I think, talking about it this morning. Tell the little people.
She says Biden should still be president because he can ride a bike.
Ride a bike. Let's remember the last time we saw him riding a bike on his face.
We literally have video of him falling off a bike.
Yeah, he fell down on his bicycle. He did a face plant on his bicycle, and Rachel Madcow says he can still ride a bike. No, he can't. Oh, my God. Every time you turn around, they're saying things against their own philosophy. I mean, it's just amazing. Oh, I mean, we've never had a time like this. I wish I'd be alive long enough in 20, 30, 40 years to have people use what happened in the last 4 or 6 years in this country, the last 8 years, I guess, in this country, since Donald Trump came down that freaking escalator, as a note in history of something that has never happened before and hopefully will never happen again. And you know what's going to happen after this because of what happened last night. Everybody in the world now knows that this president's a freaking idiot. He can't handle it. Every liberal state is now going to go to their legislatures and their governors and their secretary of states and say, okay, we got to do mail ballots, baby. We got to do early mail-in ballots now. They're going to pass laws to allow their states because of something going to be happening so that everybody gets a mail-in ballot. We'll bring it to your house. We'll have collection agencies. We'll go to every place to collect them early. You'll have a 15-week early voting window, 7-month early voting. Yeah, and for June 1st, early voting in June 1st. Yeah, that's it for all the liberal states. They're going to do it because that's the only way they're going to pull it off again. Unless they finally say he's got to go. Talk about that in a minute, too. Fourth, and Hawaii thinks they're above the law of the Constitution because of the spirit of aloha, aluha, alukalakalaki. I don't think so. 4:30, Garrett, Pete, and Flounder. And Flounder's Funny coming up.
Live and local every morning. It's the Morning Extra with Tug, Rhino, and Los.
Every guy that works there is just sweaty and obviously on marijuana. So
on marijuana. That sounds like something my mama would have said.
Yeah. They're on marijuana. They're high as a kite.
He just turned into a 60-year-old man.
They're on that devil's lettuce. I don't want none of that devil's lettuce in my burrito.
Smoking them drums.
Those boys in there are on the marijuana.
Anytime you put the in front of it, it is, that is...
Marijuana.
Or hit it like that. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. That wacky weed.
That ganja, they call it.
That's what they say.
Can't get my order right. I have to keep telling them over and over.
All them workers are on Satan's seed.
That's right. I'm telling you.
But I will say I get more chips when that guy is high. So many chips.
I can usually smell it on him.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. every weekday morning on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House again. It's time to just lock them up. Just lock them up. And I bet you think I'm talking about lying Joe and Hunter Biden. And while that's a great idea, what I'm really talking about are things like guns, important paperwork, and extra cash you may have just laying around the house. The deals on Safe are hot. Drop by the Atlanta Safe House and save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a quality safe. No appointment needed. Drop by the showroom in Ackworth and let the safe experts help you pick the safe that's right for you. Or go to AtlantaSafehouse.com.
My name is Amy Risley. I have been working for Bruce Hagen for 17 years. When I first started, my boys were 4 and 6, and whenever I needed, Bruce allowed me to bring them to our office. Bruce has always treated us like family, and 17 years later, I still love coming to work for Bruce Hagen. Just recently, a friend told me they hear Bruce talking on 680 The Fan. They asked me if he was as nice as he appeared to be on air. I smiled, and without any hesitation, answered, he's even nicer in person. I'm Amy Risley. I work for Bruce Hagen. Let Bruce Hagen work for you. Hagen-law.com.
Neil Bortz here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, cpapsetc.com.
I think it's time to get rid of that old, ugly garage door.
Get rid of it? All it needs is a quick repair. Where's my duct tape and WD-40?
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors, and let us be the ones to tell you if you need a repair or a replacement. If you have a wooden or uninsulated steel door, a replacement will always pay for itself with energy savings. But if your door is insulated and not very old, put down the duct tape and let us come out to service your door the right way. Head to allfourseasonsgarages.com or give us a call today.
Hear that? That's the sound of the clock ticking. Valentine's Day will be here before we know it. Don't panic. I'm Jaron Solomon from Solomon Brothers Jewelers, and I can help you find the perfect gift. This year, visit SolomonBrothers.com and check out our gift guide. In honor of Valentine's Day being on the 14th, we've got 14 perfect gifts for your loved ones, starting at just $249. That's right, gifts starting at just $249. Shop earrings, necklaces, watches, bracelets, rings, and more. Whether you're buying for him or her, your child, loved one, or friend, no matter the price, you'll find something nice at Solomon Brothers. Hear that? That's the sound you'll hear when they open that gift on Valentine's Day. This year, surprise your special someone with a gift they'll wear forever. Visit us today in any of our 3 showrooms on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and now in Peachtree City. Or shop online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Is this the year you want to grow your business? Do you want to expand your team? Build a new office? Hey, it's Tug, and I want to tell you about First Liberty Building and Loan. Aren't you exhausted by going to lenders, building a relationship, and a week later, you're dealing with a new person? You won't have to with First Liberty Building and Loan. The Frost family has been helping businesses grow since the 90s, and they can help you too. They know the patterns, they know the ebbs and flows, and they know business. Now the Frost family wants to know you. FirstLibertyGA.com. Buying a building, building a building, buying a franchise, or expanding. Reach out and spend 10 minutes with them. See if you're a fit for them and if they're a fit for you. FirstLibertyGA.com. By the way, if you're a young banker and you want to work with a team that's faith-friendly with a culture of excellence, First Liberty might be a good match. Reach out to First Liberty Building and Loan at FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
Like a virgin. Yeah, it's still that. Yes. I guess you like to be roughed up a little. Madonna singing here. In 1985, she started a 3-week run at #1 on the album chart with Like a Virgin. My favorite song of hers is Like a Prayer, which is really a beautiful song. I get on anything anyway. Like a Virgin, big #1 thing, a #3 hit in Britain, became her first #1 in the Billboard Top 100. There we go. Yeah, there you go. Topping the charts in Australia and Canada, too. Reaching the top 10 elsewhere. Like a Virgin has sold over 6 million copies. And that was 1985. Came out with her. Madonna, man, what a story. Now, oh, by the way, have you seen her lately? You would not recognize Madonna. You can't tell who it is.
Dragon Lady.
I mean, honestly, it looked like she's going for a whole new species of look. I mean, she doesn't look like a girl. I'm sorry. I mean, honestly, it looks like somebody said, well, let's make something out of this clay. I mean, poor thing. Dear Lord. I mean, I'm not making that up. Am I being cruel? I mean, wow. Oh,
alligator boots.
Jeez. Anyway, our birthday list includes Carole King. Carole King is 82. Her smashes include I Feel the Earth Move, You've Got a Friend, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, Will You Love Me Tomorrow, and The Locomotion. I guess she wrote the Little Eva song, Locomotion. I'll be damned. One of my favorite songs because I was on Cape Cod with my best friend at the time, working at a summer camp and where I lost my license because I got caught by the cops driving an unregistered, uninsured car trying to drive us into town to go look at girls. And I had to go to jail, and my parents had to come. Oh, God. Anyway, and I lost my license for a year. That's when I learned a lesson. I told you the story years ago. My dad... Old-fashioned dad. I lost my license because I got caught driving an unregistered, uninsured car. It was an old 1949 Plymouth with a stick shift, 3 on the tree. And I got caught by, I was one of driving it and got caught by the cops, my buddies in the back seats and the fronts and everything. And I had to go to court, and I lost my license for a year. Well, a week after I got home, it was at summer camp. When I got home, a neighbor owned a Ford dealership. And all his kids got Mustangs when they graduated from high school and stuff. Anyway, he said, I know a buddy at the registration of motor vehicles. I can get your license back. I said, oh, my God. Hey, Dad, Mr. Cipher says he can get my license back. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. My father says, well, they took it away for a year. I said, yeah, but he can get it back. He said, no, you're going to lose it for a year. And he made me lose my license for a year. Now, as it turned out, about 10 months later, I called, or I had to fill out a form every month. I had to fill out a probation form and send it in to my probation officer for a traffic charge for a year. And after 10 months, he said, well, they decided, boom, and they gave me my license back. But my father said, no, you're not going to skirt the law. You got punished, and you're going to accept it. And I'll tell you what, I respected the hell out of him for it, but I didn't like him very much for a while. 16 years old, I had my license for 2 months and lost it. Yeah, I wasn't happy. All right, 4:30. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Let's see, 4:30. Do you have a call? I'm sorry, I totally whacked myself out here. Did you say Martin? Is that what you said? We got a phone. Martin, you're on the radio with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Sorry, man, I'm really floundering myself here today.
No.
Welcome aboard. Sorry.
No problem. Listen, I was calling to reprimand Pete for a failure to enunciate mad cow properly.
True.
But then you corrected him.
Yes. Can you believe it? I mean, oh my God.
Yeah. So on Madonna, I'm thinking she's looking a bit like a tire biter, or maybe something that rhymes with species.
I don't know. What did she do to herself? I mean, I don't understand the look she was going for. Or, I mean, should somebody get sued over this?
I think ugly is it. I'm pretty sure ugly was the look.
Maybe she just wanted to be left alone. I would do it. Oh, Lord.
It's like an old car tire rolling down the road. There's a dog somewhere that wants to bite it.
There you go. Well, Mario, you have a great weekend. Are you going to watch the Super Bowl?
Oh, of course. And I'm going to have to go with KC.
Yeah,
me too. I'm hoping that they focus on the game. I really don't want to see
Taylor.
Yeah, I just want to see the game.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Well, they're going to have to show her a couple of times. But I'll guarantee you, Martin, if they show her, it's not going to be for more than 4 seconds, and people are going to go nuts how she's ruined the game.
Everyone will jump up and go do the kitchen.
There you go. Yeah, have the wives saying watch her while you go get a beer. That'll be the best way to do it.
Yeah.
All right, man. Have a great weekend. 4:40. Here we go with it, Martin. With a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Here's a number. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. President Stupidface again last night. Honestly, when he came out, I almost wasn't going to watch it. He came out and made the address at the podium. We'll have a few sound bites of that. And I thought he almost got away with it, just being his typical yelling at the press and kind of denying everything and just sloughing it off. And then when he was leaving, and then one of the girls asked a question about the Hamas situation and the ceasefire or whatever, and he turned around and started walking back to the podium. And I said, oh, my God, I guarantee everybody in Washington, D.C. is saying, no, somebody stop him. Don't go back. You know that everything had been scripted for him, and you know that he still didn't handle it very well because he didn't have time to write it out all in the teleprompter, but he pulled it off until he turned around, and I'm thinking, oh, my God, they're going nuts telling him, don't somebody throw a chair at him or something, trip him, anything. And then I thought, oh, my God, maybe this is it. Because the theories are out now that this was the opportunity to have him show that he's not capable so that the entire staff can say, Joe, it's just, the whole world now knows you just, we need to have somebody else in there. So it's either they were going, oh, my God, or thank God, and this is finally the final straw.
It's like the 49ers when Bill Walsh would script the first 15 plays of every game, and it would go like clockwork, and then suddenly Arthur Smith would say, I'll take over from here.
Whoopsie. Oh, mercy. 442. If you don't know what we're talking about, I think it was the first question. Flounder Peter Ducey was the first question to ask him last night, and here's how he handled it.
Something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's totally out.
How bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad, I let you speak.
That's supposed to be a joke.
That's
your memory has gotten worse, Mr. President?
My memory is not good. My memory is fine. My memory, take a look at what I've done since I become president.
Yeah.
None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got passed.
Yeah.
How'd that happen? I guess I just forgot what was going on.
Mr. President.
Oh, mercy. Okay. Well, again, he denies and he sloughs off. And so I figured, well, okay, he kind of got away with the first question. It didn't really do him that much harm. And now we come to number 2. And if you'll pay attention to the very last part of this, he kind of sloughs it under his breath. We'll repeat it in case you missed it. I thought this was absolutely unbelievable. Here, Flounder, if you would.
Mr. President, for months when you were asked about your age, you would respond with the words, watch me. Well, many American people have been watching, and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is your judgment. That is your judgment. That is not the judgment of the press.
They express concerns about your mental acuity. They say that you are too old. Mr. President, in December, you told me that you believe there are many other Democrats who could defeat Donald Trump. So why does it have to be you now? What is your answer to that question?
Because I'm the most qualified person in this country to be president of the United States and finish the job I started.
I'm the most qualified person in this country to be president of the United States. I think he really thinks in his head that he's doing a great job and he wants to finish this great job he started.
Remember last week, and I said, where are all the doctors? Why aren't they interviewing doctors? Well, the New York Post headline, doctors call for Biden to take mental competency test. Something isn't right.
Everybody knows something isn't right. And again, two things you've just heard now, that his memory's great, memory's fine, I did all this stuff. 2, he's the most qualified person in America to get this done. Let's go to cut number 3. Hold on, let me see if that's one. I think it's... cut number 3, Flounder, if you would, and as he shows how good his memory was when he talks about the Hamas business and the Gaza Strip.
Conduct of the response
about the ceasefire in Hamas, Gaza.
In the Gaza Strip has been over the top. I think that, as you know, initially, the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate to allow humanitarian material to get in. I talked to him. I convinced him to open the gate. I talked to Bibi to open the gate on the Israeli side.
Yeah, unfortunately, he proceeded to refer to the president of Egypt as the president of Mexico. He got them mixed up. Some memory. I mean, my God, he just hanged himself. He just proved he's incompetent. And that's like the third time he's been talking to dead leaders of the world. Where one of them gone for 25 years, the other one for 7 years, dead when he thought he met him 2 years ago. Holy crap. All right, we got a couple of phone calls next with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Letterman Friday. Flounder's funnies, tweets. We got it all. Stand by right here. Look out.
Legends are right here on Extra 106.3. And here's what you missed from Neil Bortz.
We don't allow children to drive until they're 16 years old. Why not? They don't have the judgment to drive. Really ought to be 18 years old. We don't allow people to drink until they're 21. Why not? They don't have the judgment to know when they're drinking too much and how to handle that alcohol. Why is it that we recognize the need for judgment and rational thinking in some areas, driving and drinking, but not in others?
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRU prep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, where you'll find familiar faces, local voices, and community businesses like Georgia Dental Implant Center.
Thanks, Tara. We are a specialty dental implant practice. Our practice is also a general cosmetic office with 2 cosmetic dentists in both offices. We have hygienists on staff in both offices as well. We are an all-inclusive family practice, gentle dental care, and specialty implant practice, Georgia Dental Implant Center. From single implants to full mouth restoration. We call it Teeth in a Day. Our owner, Dr. Hahn, works as a prosthodontist completing his implant fellowship at Columbia Dental School in New York. However, all of our professionals at Georgia Dental Implant Center maintain the highest levels of accreditation. We love our partnership with Our Town Monthly. Helping the community stay healthy and smile with confidence is top priority for us.
That's right, Stephanie. Smiles are free. You might as well give one to everyone. And remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6,
There we
7
go.
o'clock, 8 o'clock,
There we go.
9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're going to rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on. Join me
I remember this as a young man when it popped up on TV, and what a hit for Bill Haley and the Comets. It was on this day, though, in 1981, Bill Haley became known as the first rock and roll star. Bill Haley was found dead, fully clothed in his bed in Harlingen, Texas, from a heart attack. He was only 55. Number 1 hit, Britain and America, Rock Around the Clock, as well as See You Later, Alligator, Shake, Rattle, and Roll, Rocket 88, Skinny Minnie, and Razzle Dazzle. Bill Haley was blind in his left eye as a child because of a botched operation, later adopted his distinctive spit curl hairstyle to distract attention from his blind eye. Well, I'm trying to remember the look, like the old, that old spit curl thing, Elvis, like the duck's ass kind of a deal in the front. I'll be damned. Bill Haley died of a heart attack, 55 years old, 1981. Wow. Let's see. Hold on a second here. I got a couple of things here. Let's see. Oops, there's nothing on that one. Our birthday list includes Joe Pesci, 81 years old. It says here, basically plays the same character. Goodfellas, Casino, basically the same movie, ironically. So it doesn't really matter because they're awesome characters and awesome movies. And there you go. So Joe Pesci's 81. And he was a great actor. And, of course, Home Alone. And, he's been around for a long time. All right. We have a phone call. By the way, it's Let It Rip Friday. Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, 404-741-1230. We talked all day about, and it's I'm getting, I almost like start talking about something else. The Biden thing's important because our country's in distress, and it's his fault, and it's Jill's fault. And we'll talk about that. And I've got more sound bites and things and stuff like that. But we also have phone calls, and let's start taking them now. Here's David. You're on the radio with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Happy Friday, David. What do you think?
Good afternoon, Kimmer. I hate to love the show. I hate to join late when you guys were talking about Madonna.
That's all right.
The song Like a Prayer is about a woman pleasuring a man, shall we say.
Oh, really? Well, drop on your knees. But I kind of
right
on the other.
Yeah, the bad news is I wasn't sure how to explain that. The good news is nobody's listening. So
well, I figure if it has the word prayer, I think there might be a couple. It has the word prayer in it. I think would be fairly different. All right, 4:53 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. To the phones. Here is Lori with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on Friday. Hello, Lori. How you doing?
Hey, Kimmer. Hey, guys.
What's up, sweetie?
Calling from Alabama. I got something funny. Let's break it up a little bit.
Yes, please.
But it is about Biden.
Okay.
When you was talking about him coming back to the podium and all of them screaming, oh, no. Well, my 60th birthday surprise party, my kids done for me 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
They took me and my, a few people, and everything. We was at a Mexican restaurant. Well, on your birthday, a Mexican restaurant, they paint, put a little bit of cream on your face with the sombrero.
Okay.
And they sing happy birthday.
Right.
So that's fine. Well, I'm sitting there, and I got a 42-year-old son that's a SHI. He is a mess.
Okay.
So he likes to instigate stuff. So I'm sitting there, and they don't just put a little cream. They cover my face with cream. So I'm trying to be nice because all these people are sitting there. And that was my moment of when I got up to go after the waitress. They were saying, no, come back.
Just like last night at the podium. Oh.
Yeah, it was funny because I was cool to all that. I'm like, they did that on purpose. It was funny. I just thought, let's break this up on Friday.
I love it. Well, listen, you have a great weekend.
Love you guys.
Thanks, Lori. Appreciate it, sweetie. Breaking news.
We mentioned earlier out on the Fox News that they had an earthquake in Hawaii, and they were saying 5 point something. I think it's actually a 6 in Hawaii. And my friend in Santa Monica, who I just talked about yesterday, by the way, just says in L.A. they just had a 4 point something. So now two earthquakes right there at the Pacific.
In the Pacific.
In a row.
And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, and you hold on, Gary, get right to your phone call. If I'm not mistaken, Pete, you may know this, or Flounder, you may know this too. You're kind of a science nerdy guy occasionally. My understanding is if you have an earthquake that's registered at a 5.1 and then it becomes a 5.2, the earthquake is not 1/10% stronger, it's double.
I don't know if it goes from a 5 to 5.2. It may from a 5 to a 6. It's not just one. It's exponentially greater.
But I think it's that much bigger that they for some reason they numericate it, if you will, at a much lower level than it should be because it gives a false impression that it's not that much of a bigger deal, but it's a major bigger deal. I could be wrong in the figures, but if I'm not mistaken, somebody will know if you want to call us in 404-741-1230 if you know about earthquakes. But I think it literally doubles as opposed to maybe it's if it goes from 5 to 6, it isn't that it goes one step higher, it doubles from 5 to 6. Maybe that's what it was. By the way, speaking of, Lori mentioned about the old timer and birthday stuff. This apparently is a true story. One of the things coming out now, Dr. Jill, for some reason, somebody allowed President Stupidface to find the keys to his Corvette the other day, and he found the keys and he wanted to go for a joyride, which is forbidden by the members of his staff. Somebody screwed up and he found the keys and took the car out and nobody knew it. And all of a sudden they realized, oh my God, it was gone. As it turned out, Dr. Jill was listening to the radio and she called him on his cell phone and said, honey, I just heard on the radio there's a car going the wrong way on I-90. I mean, everybody's going crazy. There's a car going the wrong way on I-90. And Joe says, oh no, honey, it's not one car, it's all of them. See, all of them going the wrong way on. Oh, hey, because otherwise he would be the
I see that.
The guy who would see what happened was.
Let me follow this up with a poem, a Valentine's poem from Chuck.
Please do.
Send us a poem.
Okay, we got it.
And this is longer than the normal Roses Are Red poem.
Oh my gosh!
All right. A poem to the wife or girlfriend.
Yes, sir.
Roses are red, violets are not. I like you because you're so hot. Your hair looks like a big rat's nest. Between you and my sister, you kiss the best. Your butt is as wide as a big gas grill.
Oh, God.
When walking behind you, it gives me such a thrill. Love, Bubba.
I like big butts. I love Bubba.
I cannot lie.
I bet there's a couple. Yeah, I bet there's a couple that was in the meme when all the drones started flying over neighborhoods and stuff, and this old redneck couple down in the south somewhere, the husband and wife are both having their rifles shooting the drones out of the sky or something. You know? Anyway, 4:57 with a Kimmer Pete and that flounder in Hawaii. Oh, by the way, we have a Flounder's Funny? We have time for Flounder's Funny here? We got 2 minutes.
Yeah, we need to do it real quick. Here we go.
Okay.
I don't know whether I'm a good driver or a bad driver, but I do know that one steering wheel means one driver, okay? Shush, shush. Not to hear my wife tell it. You know, Phil, even a fighter pilot has a wingman. Well, yeah, but I don't think he warns the pilot by screaming out. Well, I get nervous. I don't know what to say. Well, how about car? I don't even understand why she gets so nervous. This is a woman that has jumped from a perfectly good airplane strapped to a little backpack full of nylon. She didn't think a thing of that. But a car in a parking lot backs up slowly towards our car. We had an argument one time, half an hour, whether or not a dolphin is a fish. 30 minutes whether or not a dolphin. I mean, I know that a dolphin's not a fish. Now.
You didn't say when.
Would you at least admit that it lives a fish lifestyle? Got in an argument in the car. Oh, man, that is the worst place to have an argument. You're stuck. Big argument about my driving, you know, and she's got a little room to gripe. I'll give her that, because I'm a boob in the car. I don't know, you ever been driving around and can't see an address or something that you're looking for? So you turn the radio down, like that'll help? I can't see anything with this music in my eye. And this clear piece of glass has got to go.
When I go to a bank to ATM bank machine in my car, I have to turn down the radio to put my code in. I don't know why. I guess we could probably figure it out, though. 5 o'clock, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out. Holy crap, it's sports coming up.
Start your day the right way with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra. Every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on WFOM Marietta Extra 106.3.
A tipping point for the president's critics. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
This is dangerous. He is dangerous now.
New York Republican Congresswoman Claudia Tenney says President Biden's cabinet should consider removing him from office. She sent a letter to the U.S. Attorney General last night after a special counsel's report on mishandling classified documents raised more concern about the president's age and memory.
This is not about an elderly man. This is about a person with cognitive decline who is unable to make critical decisions.
The White House says the special counsel's take on the president is inaccurate and not appropriate in a Justice Department report.
No one in this building would say that what we saw in this report about his memory. Everybody sees somebody who works very, very hard, has spent hours with him, understanding exactly where the American people are and what they're feeling, and also how to deliver on those critical, important issues to them.
Spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre says that part of the report about memory doesn't live in reality. The White House also says there's no change in policy on Israel after President Biden called some of Israel's actions in Gaza over the top. Tal Heinrich, a spokeswoman for Prime Minister Netanyahu, says the U.S. and Israel don't have to agree on everything, but do agree on the need to eliminate Hamas, telling Fox News.
If Israel does not take out Hamas, and if Israel's hands are tied by the international community, or if we take the pressure for Hamas's actions, then what does it mean? It's just an open invitation for more terrorism worldwide.
She would not say whether the Biden administration has threatened to withhold U.S. aid. A 15-year-old from Venezuela accused of trying to kill a New York City police police officer, is now in custody after a manhunt that began last night when a tourist was shot and wounded. Police say the suspect fired at a security guard and later an officer after he and 2 other minors were accused of trying to steal clothes from a store near Times Square. America is listening to Fox News.
You know, our friends at Henry Repeating Arms, they manufacture a line of very high quality rifles, shotguns, and revolvers that you can be very proud to own. Now, they're made in America with parts and materials also from America. Now, they use old world craftsmanship combined with cutting edge technology to deliver reliable and accuracy that you can trust in any situation. Now, they're easy to use and maintain. It makes them an excellent choice for both a novice and experienced shooter. Henry has over 200 models, so you can find the firearm that's right for you. There's also new releases all throughout the year. And every purchase is backed by their lifetime warranty and the company's owner. Anthony Imperato also gives his personal guarantee for 100% satisfaction. Now, make sure you go to their website, henryusa.com, order their free catalog. They'll send you free decals and a list of dealers where you are. That's henryusa.com. Free catalog, free decals, and a list of dealers where you are. You're going to love this company and these firearms like I do.
Let's get it together, ladies. Lift, shoulder, spread a blank. Ready on your dog, target. Road guards out. You better anchor yourself to that board like a pipe and a hope and a deck. Look out. It's only B. It's only the Kimmer. How's it going? With Pete Davis and Flounder on 106.3, and it's Let Her Rip Friday. Anything goes. Weekend coming up, and it's noticing warmer weather. Not only is it staying light later, but the warmer weather is going to be in the 60s for the weekend. Maybe some rain coming, but still, you know, it's kind of hard to complain about weather in February in the 60s. But God bless Dixie. All right, 504. How you doing? 404-741-1230. 741-1230. We spent most of the day on this Biden business. In fact, we'll play that last soundbite here in a second there, Flounder, if you don't mind, about the business. When he came out last night, and he almost got away with it until he left, and then somebody asked the question about the Hamas business, and he turned around. And I got to, proving that he has no memory. We just played the soundbite a few minutes ago of him getting confused between the president of Mexico and the president of Egypt, and whether Mexico would be giving supplies to Hamas on the border, for God's sakes. But it made me so freaking mad. One, because finally, the good news to me was finally when he said, I'll take a few questions, the reporters went nuts. They all started screaming and yelling like Jim Acosta used to do when Donald Trump was president for 4 stinking years every day. And the reporters were screaming and yelling, trying to get to things, and they were all after the same comment. They all wanted him to talk about bad memory, didn't know where he was, he's too old, he's not competent, the only reason he's not charged is because of his age, and people would feel sorry for him, and they couldn't. Finally, thank God, all of them were trying to get to the same thing. That hasn't happened in 4 years. The reporters have guarded him and saved him for 3.5 years. And finally, last night, it looked like, oh my God, here we go. And in fact, a quick update. Is that a phone call? We got phone calls too. We'll get all your phone calls here on the radio with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. But this story just in too. There was a campaign phone call. It didn't go as planned today when a series of reporters' questions regarding the president's stupid faces, not only failing memory, but his complete duplicity. It was supposed to be a conference call about former President Trump and his speech to the National Rifle Association. So the Democrats got a bunch of people together on the phone to talk to questions how they could bash Donald Trump. That was the topic, and that was what they were there for. Unfortunately for them, one of the people on the phone call to be interviewed was Senator John Thing, the Fetterman. And one reporter said, Senator Fetterman, I was hoping to ask a question given some of the recent news. You faced questions about your health during the campaign. I'm wondering what you think about the Biden campaign, what they need to do to respond to the special counsel said in his report and the news concerns surrounding his fitness for office. So the first question was not about Donald Trump. It was about Biden. Again, that's important. That's important because the news conference was not supposed to be about anything but Donald Trump. And he says, well, of course, the president very clear. He's absolutely in full control. You have to remember it was a Trump appointee. Now there's 350 pages that say Joe is not going to be indicted. It's a smear campaign, cheap shots, taking things out of context or even inventing any of them. You don't need 350 pages to say that we're not going to have these kinds of changes. So clearly there's an agenda there. Second question, how can the current discussion around Biden's age impact your Democratic colleagues running in Congress who are also elderly? And they had to say, all right, now hold on now. We know President Biden's old. Okay, fine. But it doesn't sound like breaking news to me. What sounds like news to me is 15 million jobs being created, wages being up, inflation coming down. That sounds like the news. Oh, my God. Now they're trying to pretend that inflation's great and the economy's great, and so there's no sense of talking about Joe Biden's brain. I mean, this is what they do. This is what they do. It's just appalling. And in fact, Flounder, are you in there? Let's do that last soundbite about when he talked about things he couldn't remember. Among other things, the special counsel guy said that Joe Biden did not remember when he was vice president, what years he was vice president. And then they got to the other issue that really ticked him off last night about his memory and dates.
There's some attention paid to some language in the report about my recollection of events. There's even reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that? Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, it wasn't any of their damn business. Let me tell you something. Some of you have commented, I wear since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of
whatever their name was.
Every Memorial Day we hold a service remembering him, attended by friends and family and the people who loved him.
You know, screw you, pal. The fact of the matter is you didn't remember. You had no idea of the year your son died. You didn't know when you were vice president. All these things are true. All these things are true. And you're the same son of a bitch who tries to suck up to people feeling sorry for you because your son died. I'm sorry your son died. It's horrible. God, I mean, it must be awful. Your child dies before you do. But you've been using it for years. And by the way, you keep saying he died in Iraq. He never died in Iraq. He died in a hospital with his family around him. Unlike the people who died in Georgia, the Georgia soldiers died because of your incompetence in a freaking drone strike in Jordan, blown to bits. They didn't have their family around them. They didn't have their family around say a final goodbye and pray for you and hold your hand while you take your last freaking breath. You dirty stinking rat. Oh, how dare you raise that about my son dying? How dare you try to play your emotions on your freaking dead son? How dare that scumbag? God, I hate this man. I just everything he stands for. It's just absolutely appalling.
Let me calm you down here a second.
All right, sir.
You ready?
I'm ready now.
It's National Pizza Day.
Well, by golly, I'm going to think about pizza for the next 12 seconds. I should get one or something. Who makes? I don't even know who makes a good pizza anymore.
What do you think is the nation's number one pizza? The style of pizza that people like to eat. What do you think is number one in America right now?
You mean like either thin crust or deep dish or hand tossed? Probably number one right now. I was going to say deep dish, but I'll bet it's probably hand tossed.
I'd say thin crust.
Thin crust?
Thin crust? Well, everybody makes a big deal. To me, it's easy. In the summer when it's hot, it's thin crust. It's New York style.
Yeah.
In the winter when it's cold and you want comfort food, you get the
big
deep
fat
dish.
one,
Chicago deep dish.
Yeah, Chicago,
Jon Stewart calls... Go ahead.
Deep dish is almost like lasagna. It's just, it's
a pasta. Yeah, it's a meat and pasta dish. Yeah. Eat it with a fork.
Jon Stewart, who's a New Yorker, says it's not pizza; it's a casserole.
Yeah, exactly.
But guess what? There's a third competitor right now that's coming up, and I think Pizza Hut did this a few months ago. Detroit style is like taking off the rectangle
the
type,
square ones?
which I've never had Detroit.
Oh, I've had it before.
Yeah,
it's just
it's
square
a little more
pizza.
thick. The bread's a little more thick, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not deep dish so much, but it is thicker crust. It is a softer, thicker
More
crust.
breaded.
As I yeah, a little more bready, but thicker than thin. I mean, not the, but and the toppings are not thin either. They're good. It's like almost like a deep dish.
Oh, it's kind of in the middle.
Kind of in the middle, and hand tossed, I guess. And what about stuffed crust? I don't. And more people are doing that.
Oh,
now,
I
too.
love.
Stuffed crust
love
is a great
stuffed
idea.
crust.
Whoever thought of that was a winner.
Oh,
if it's available, if I'm ordering
Pizza
pizza
Hut.
and it's available, I get it. Put it that way. If they have it, I get it. No matter what I'm ordering with the pizza, I'll get that thing. Anyway, that makes me feel better. 512. Also, just for this is just an incredible story. In Hawaii, their highest court, their Supreme Court of Hawaii, has now ruled that a guy who got caught having a gun that he wasn't registered. He lives in Hawaii. He bought the gun when he was in Florida in 2013. He was in Hawaii. They caught him with a gun. It was unregistered, even though that wasn't particularly the illegal part. But they said, you're breaking the law. And he says, no, wait a minute. I've got I can own a gun. They said, no, you can't in Hawaii. Went to the Supreme Court, and guess what? The Supreme Court of Hawaii said states retain the authority to require individuals to hold proper permits before carrying firearms in public, concluding the Hawaii Constitution broadly does not afford a right to carry firearms in public. The spirit of aloha supersedes the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution. The spirit of aloha. Read those words differently than the United States Supreme Court. We hold that in Hawaii there is no state constitutional right to carry a firearm in public. The spirit of aloha clashes with federally mandated lifestyle that lets citizens walk around with deadly weapons during day-to-day activities. The history of the Hawaiian Islands does not include a society where armed people move around the community to possibly combat the deadly aims of others. We preserve peace and tranquility in Hawaii. A freewheeling right to carry guns in public degrades other constitutional rights. The right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness encompasses a right to freely and safely move in peace and tranquility. They even quoted The Wire. The thing about the old days, the old days. Unquote. Just because it used to be a thing. Oh, my God. Yeah, Pete.
Spirit of aloha translates to states' rights.
Yeah, which under the Constitution is not the same. Yeah, good try, though. That's going all the way to the Supreme Court. I've got 5:14. All right, Holy Grappin' Sports, Super Bowl stuff, Pete Davis. It's all coming up. We'll have fun right until 6 o'clock right here. Look out.
And local every morning. It's the Morning Extra with Tug, Rhino, and Los.
Every guy that works there is just sweaty and obviously on marijuana. So.
On marijuana. That sounds like something my mama would have said.
They're on marijuana. They're high as a kite.
He just turned into a 60-year-old man.
They're on that devil's lettuce. Make it. I don't want none of that devil's lettuce in my burrito.
Smoking them drums.
Those boys in there are on the marijuana.
Anytime you put the in front of it, it is, that is.
Marijuana.
Or hit it like that. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. That wacky weed.
Oh, that ganja, they call it.
That's what they say.
Can't get my order right. I have to keep telling them over and over.
All them workers are on Satan's seed.
That's right. I'm telling you.
But I will say I get more chips when that guy is high. So many chips.
I can usually smell it on him.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. every weekday morning on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
I think it's time to get rid of that old, ugly garage door.
Get rid of it? All it needs is a quick repair. Where's my duct tape and WD-40?
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors, and let us be the ones to tell you if you need a repair or a replacement. If you have a wooden or uninsulated steel door, a replacement will always pay for itself with energy savings. But if your door is insulated and not very old, put down the duct tape and let us come out to service your door the right way. Head to allfourseasonsgarages.com or give us a call today.
Well, Sally, thank you for your time, but unfortunately, we can't offer you the position.
But why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and we saw some red flags.
Like what?
Apparently, you were accused of dog-napping a Chihuahua named Mr. Cha-Cha.
Mr. Cha-Cha was my soulmate.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, where you'll find familiar faces, local voices, and community businesses like Georgia Dental Implant Center.
Thanks, Tara. We are a specialty dental implant practice. Our practice is also a general cosmetic office with 2 cosmetic dentists in both offices. We have hygienists on staff in both offices as well. We are an all-inclusive family practice, gentle dental care, and specialty implant practice, Georgia Dental Implant Center. From single implants to full mouth restoration. We call it Teeth in a Day. Our owner, Dr. Hahn, works as a prosthodontist completing his implant fellowship at Columbia Dental School in New York. However, all of our professionals at Georgia Dental Implant Center maintain the highest levels of accreditation. We love our partnership with Our Town Monthly. Helping the community stay healthy and smile with confidence is top priority for us.
That's right, Stephanie. Smiles are free. You might as well give one to everyone. And remember, Our Town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guest is GBI Special Prosecutor Diane McLeod. Tune in on Saturday or find it online at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 770-627-3235 or online at atlbail.com.
As we start 2024, Central Heating and Air Conditioning would like to thank everyone for trusting them with your heating and air conditioning and home performance needs by throwing the 27th annual Winter White Sale going on right now through the end of February. And you can save up to $2,000 with carrier rebates, the best in the business. At Central, you're guaranteed to get the best deals possible. And why is Central Heating and Air the best? Well, they're one of the few locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and it's still that way today. And Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house health and possibly your family's health with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speeds, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air's 27th annual Winter White Sale goes through the end of February. So check them out online at centralheat.com or call them at 770-GET-HEAT and turn to your Atlanta carrier experts.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
No, why the hell is it just freaking iPad just freezes? It just I tried to hit the button. I got a story I'm looking for, and it just freezes white with a white plain page. It just won't freaking move. I can't even look at it. I'm trying to swipe it.
You don't swipe, you double click.
All right. Oh, yeah. Holy crap, it's Sports with Pete Davis. Sorry.
Are you ready for the Super Bowl prop bets? Are you ready?
I am ready. I've got my paper right here, and we got our prop bets. Here we go. Prop bets, number 1.
Will Reba McEntire sing the national anthem under 90 seconds?
90 seconds? I say no.
Really?
Yeah.
Because Reba is the Secretariat of Anthem Singers, has the shortest on record. So, just say
you say under or over?
She likes to do under.
No, I'm saying, did you say, is the bet over or under? I'm sorry. Is that what it is?
Under 90.
Under 90, okay. Well, I was going to say, will she be under 90? I said no, so I'll stick with that. Okay, under 90, all right?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Will she wear white boots?
Wear white boots. I will say yes.
All right.
Okay.
All right. The coin toss will land on tails.
Okay, I will say no.
Tails has won 30 times, heads 27 so far.
Oh, well, almost 50-50, which as you would think it would be.
All right. Team Rough will win the Puppy Bowl?
Oh, well, God, I don't know anything about how many teams there are. I mean, by the way, I have watched parts of the Puppy Bowl things. And it's cute.
Everybody
it's fun.
does.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is. It's great.
Team Rough wins.
Especially when they wink.
I will say yes. I will say Team Rough wins.
Right.
Yes.
Of course, you can bet on the Puppy Bowl. This is America.
Unbelievable.
Team Fluff is minus 150 to win, and Team Rough at plus 110. I don't know what that means, but Team Rough sounds like the winner there.
Okay.
They've got a dog to them, according to TheRinger.com. Which pup will score the winning touchdown?
Oh, well, how do you talk about a plain
Well,
guess?
my money is on Bark Purdy.
Bark Purdy?
Bark Purdy, not Brock.
Yes. Outstanding. Yeah, I do. Sounds good.
Orange Gatorade bath is the favorite color. Should that be orange?
Should it be? I'm sorry, what's the bet?
Is it going to be orange?
Will it be orange? Okay, orange? Okay, I get you. I will say yes. Orange.
All right. Purple is next on the list there, by the way. They say purple is the second most favored color. So we'll see.
Okay.
You can bet on which song Usher will begin with at halftime. I'm going with Pinball Wizard, or maybe Song Sung Blue. Usher is going to close out his set with the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, so it's going to be all over the place.
I don't really think he's going to do the Edmund Fitzgerald. Is that the one that does that song I like about I should have won that thing, should have put that thing, my shawty, my wife. What the hell's that song? I love that song, and I can't remember the name of it. Who does it? I think it was. I think it's Usher.
No, that's Nelly.
Nelly. I should have bought that ring. That another guy's running their fingers through her hair.
While you're ahead.
My shawty, my wife. Yeah, that's a great
Stop.
song. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
Stop while you're ahead.
Okay.
Complete time that Taylor Swift will be on camera. The over is 28 and a half seconds.
Okay, Taylor, over time on air, 28 and a half. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
28 and a half seconds. Okay, over. I will say under. I will say under
Really? I'm
20,
over.
28 and a half seconds, okay?
All right. Will Taylor and Travis be shown kissing on the field?
Oh, wow. I don't think they're going to be on the field together. I think he's going to be doing interviews and stuff in the locker room, doing champagne baths, so I would say no. Kiss on the field?
Right.
I say, I got to write all this down here. Kiss on the field, I say no. Okay?
We'll remember these.
Yes.
Well, first, the 49ers field was too soft. Now, someone pulled the fire alarm at their hotel at 6 in the morning.
Oh, boy.
Tight end George Kittle said he hid in his bathroom for 18 minutes. It was exactly what you're supposed to do in a hotel fire, is go into the bathroom, in the bathtub. 'Cause that will save you.
Run the water and keep the cloth over your face.
Take a shower. That'll help you. Fire won't get to you in the shower.
Yes.
You never hear about anybody being found in the shower taking a shower, in a fire.
No, you don't. No.
We're only 15 days away from the Braves' first spring training game against Tampa Bay, February 24th.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
The first game is only 2 weeks
spring
and
training.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Today's tale of Mets dysfunction is former Mets GM Billy Epler, suspended through the 2024 World Series today by Commissioner Rob Manfred. They say he directed the Mets, to fabricate injuries to create open roster spots. And how did MLB find this out? A Mets employee sent an anonymous letter to league headquarters.
Wow. Well, good. Good.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Whistleblowers.
Yeah.
Two-time American League Cy Young winner Corey Kluber retiring after 13 seasons, mostly with Cleveland.
Really?
37-year-old righty, a three-time All-Star, a heck of a pitcher.
I remember trying to get him last year.
Yeah.
Man, he was a monster. Yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
He was good. If you're keeping score at home, there are only 5 glossy photos of new head coach Raheem Morris on the AtlantaFalcons.com front page today, down from a season-high 7 yesterday. So, let's say it. Congrats to former Falcons Dwight Freeney and Devin Hester.
Yeah.
They made the Pro Football Hall of Fame, inducted up in Canton, Ohio this August. The 7-member class of 24 will also include defensive end Julius Peppers, linebacker Patrick Willis of Ole Miss, wide receiver Andre Johnson also there, plus linebacker Randy Gradishar of the Broncos. He should have been in decades ago. Gradishar, part of the Orange Crush of Dan Reeves teams and everything,
days.
please.
Yeah.
And Steve McMichael of the Bears should have been there a long time ago, so he's just now.
He's out in there.
Well.
Steve McMichael was the guy that in the locker room I was doing interviews at the time when Walter Payton goosed me in the fanny and up at Bears training camp, and I was in there, and Steve McMichael was approached by a woman operating a charity of some kind, and she said, "Mr. McMichael, he's wearing a towel, okay? He's wearing, in the end, he's just wearing a towel." And she says, "We'd love to give you one of the. Would you wear one of our pins if we give you this pin to promote the Heart Association where the cause was?" And he said, "Sure, happy to." And he takes it out of her hand and sticks it in his chest, sticks it in his bare chest. Yeah. How about that? She's going, Steve
like
McMichael. And by the way, I haven't heard the National Boys saying that Devin Hester may be the greatest return guy of all time.
Oh, he is. He is.
Yeah. Even as opposed to Neon Dion.
Yep. No Atlanta Falcons were injured during the naming of NFL awards last night. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, the MVP, but in a surprise, Browns quarterback Joe Flacco won Comeback Player of the Year over the Bills' Damar Hamlin. And Damar's got to be thinking, I literally died on the field. What else do I have to come back from to win this damn award?
I come back from death, my God, man.
Seriously, this guy takes Cleveland to the playoffs, and that's deemed more important than me dying and coming back from the grave?
Well, we've all done,
Yeah. The man formerly known as Prince, Harry, gave a joke-filled speech at the awards last night, just a day after returning from London after seeing his cancer-stricken poor father, King Charles. Harry did not even mention his dad.
Oh, my.
Not once.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And host Keegan-Michael Key joked that Taylor Swift went to more playoff games this year than Bill Belichick. So, more on him in a second.
There you go.
CBS Sports Draft experts have the Falcons choosing outside linebackers with their 8th pick in the draft. NFL.com and Sporting News have them picking a quarterback like Jaden Daniels or Bo Nix. ESPN says it'll be a defensive back, so obviously nobody has a clue.
Yeah.
Falcons owner Arthur Blank could not be at Monday's news conference because of a health issue, so he met the media today, looking good, and says the head coaching job was never, capital letters Never, never offered to Bill Belichick, and he doesn't know where Boomer Esiason got that stupid idea from anyway. Blank also said Belichick never demanded full control of the team, so we like to thank Sister Station 680 The Fan for the info on that one there, but he says the Belichick rumors were not true, so we'll see. Madrid, Spain will get a regular season NFL game in 2025. Halftime entertainment will be running of the Bulls through the stands. Former NFL movie star and knife enthusiast O.J. Simpson is battling prostate cancer and is undergoing chemo. He is 76 years old.
Oh, I'll be damned. Well, sorry to hear that there, O.J. Welcome to the club, buddy. Yeah, well, that's going to affect his womanizing.
How far has UCLA football fallen, even though they're joining the Big Ten? Their head coach, Chip Kelly, has resigned to take the offensive coordinator job at Ohio State, a fellow Big Ten school now, which is embarrassing for Bruins football. Terry Donahue is rolling in his grave. Chip Kelly had a winning record there, but just by one game. And they say maybe Minnesota's P.J. Fleck will take over there, and that's no great upgrade there, as we can say. Former MLB and NFL star running back and Heisman winner Bo Jackson has won a civil lawsuit for $21 million because his nephew and niece were trying to extort him for $20 million, threatening to leak embarrassing info on social media and even show up at his charity events to disrupt them, his own family.
Oh my God! I wonder what the inside badness was. He was afraid of them going to libel him with it, slander.
Yeah, the Oakland A's do not have a place to play after this season. They're going to be in limbo. They may go to Sacramento, where the average summertime temperature is somewhere just below the interior of a McDonald's hot apple pie.
That's right.
So
that's desert country, man. In North California. Oh, mercy.
The Hawks visit Philadelphia tonight for dinner. May I suggest Alpen Rose on 13th, a cozy restaurant with a sophisticated ambiance specializing in classic steak dishes, and it has a fireplace. So it's got that going for him.
Very nice.
And breaking news here, former Texans and Penn State head coach Bill O'Brien named a head coach at Boston College, and the NFL and Amazon Prime have signed a deal to give Prime a playoff game next season like Peacock had this year. I know you'll be happy to hear that.
I've got to get that watch app so I can see the screen about the size of my thumbnail in and really enjoyed while I'm trying to do stuff at the same time. Wow, let me get that app.
And finally, happy birthday, February 9th. Happy birthday to Dick Clapper.
Dick Clapper.
No, I said Dick. D-I-T, Clapper.
Dick Clapper.
What'd you think I said?
I thought you said something else entirely.
Dick is his name. Born on this date, 1907, a Hall of Fame hockey player for the Boston Bruins. So happy birthday, Dick Clapper.
Well, I'm glad you said it, not me. 5:31. I got a bunch of sports history things coming up here, too, Pete Davis. And more Flounders Funny. We got probably one more back there, I'll bet you, somewhere. And maybe a Hillary Rodham P. Sticky Fart Cabbage. I don't know. We go goofing around here right up till 6 o'clock. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Good to have you aboard. Let It Rip Friday. Anything goes. Here we go.
Atlanta radio legends are right here on Extra 106.3. And here's what you missed from Neil Bortz.
We don't allow children to drive until they're 16 years old. Why not? They don't have the judgment to drive. Really ought to be 18 years old. We don't allow people to drink until they're 21. Why not? They don't have the judgment to know when they're drinking too much and how to handle that alcohol. Why is it that we recognize the need for judgment and rational thinking in some areas, driving and drinking, but not in others?
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Job seekers, stop the endless job hunt. The Blue Collar Recruiter is your key to the career you deserve. Are you a skilled worker seeking the right opportunity? Look no further. We connect you with employers who appreciate your dedication and expertise. Technicians, electricians, plumbers, welders, and more. We've got it all, and opportunities are just waiting for you. So skip the frustration and let us guide you to your next job. Call the Blue Collar Recruiter, 678-916-6145, or visit thebluecollarrecruiter.com.
What's your retirement plan? Master Plan Retirement Consultants specialize in constructing plans designed to meet the challenges you could face over the course of a retirement. As holistic retirement planners, we cover tax, income, Social Security, legacy, healthcare, and long-term care planning. Our strategies are designed to maximize your retirement savings and income while minimizing taxes and protecting your assets from forces that could disrupt your retirement, providing peace of mind. A fiduciary advisory firm, Master Plan Retirement, works with you to create the potential for a sustainable retirement and a legacy to be remembered. Join us on our weekly radio show, Retirement Roadmap, every Saturday at 12 p.m. on Extra 106.3 as we discuss retirement topics for today's financial environment. Episodes can also be found on YouTube and on your podcast platform. Find us at masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in every Saturday at 10 a.m. or find it online at thepodcastpark.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Here they are. The Ed Sullivan Show.
Oh, yeah. Tell you something. I think you'll understand.
We mentioned the other day, this was the date in history when they came into town, and then a couple of days ago, this was the day they were actually on the Ed Sullivan Show in 1964. They performed 5 songs, including their number one, I Want to Hold Your Hand. Never before had so many viewers tuned in to a live TV program. 73 million viewers, 3/4 of the entire adult audience in America. The show had 50,000 applications for a total of 728 seats in the studio. By the way, the Beatles earned $2,400. And Quincy Jones said, quote, "They were the worst musicians in the world. They were no-playing blappers. Paul was the worst bass player I ever heard. And Ringo, don't even talk about it." That was Quincy Jones on the Beatles. Yowie. Now, a couple of sports things, Pete, left over from to add to your sports expertise. On this day in 1895, a man named W.G. Morgan invented volleyball. 1895. 1900, a new tennis trophy went to the winner of the American matches against England. Dwight F. Davis put up the 36-pound silver trophy that bears his name, the Dwight Cup. It's kind of a special...
No relation.
No, it's the Davis Cup, of course. 1945, the first... 1895. I can't even... What the hell? I'm writing on my own things. 1895. Well, I write stuff, and then I take notes, and I kind of... Anyway... 1895, the first college basketball game. The 1895 first college. The Minnesota State School of Agriculture defeated the Porkers of Hamline College 9-3. 1895 first basketball game. 1960, the American and National Football Leagues reached a verbal agreement not to mess with player contracts. And one more quick thing here. Oh, no, that's not it. Here we go. In 1971, Satchel Paige became the first player from the Negro League to be nominated for the Baseball Hall of Fame. And on this day, 1992, Magic Johnson came out of retirement to play in the NBA All-Star Game, his first competitive basketball game since retiring in November 1991. After finding out he had AIDS, he scored 25 points, had 9 assists. The Western Conference beat the East 153-115, and Magic Johnson was the MVP. So there you are.
About McCartney and Quincy Jones there. McCartney may have not been the most proficient bass player like a John Entwistle of The Who, but the way he put bass lines into songs was the best ever. He was the best at doing that. By the way, I just sent you a great little story there about 2 Georgia policemen who have been poisoned by paperwork.
Fentanyl? From fentanyl on paperwork?
I don't know. Check it out.
Well, let's open it up. We'll find out. We'll open it up right now. See what you got here. Come on, open up, you little rat. Here we go. 2 Georgia cops hospitalized after poisoned by substance concealed in paperwork that left them struggling to breathe. The suspect had previously threatened to blow up a building.
Smyrna.
Little Gaston Stone taken into custody, been charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault against an officer, brought up in paperwork laced with a drug-like substance. The arrest warrant says both Smyrna Police Department officers had extreme fatigue, chest pain, chest tightness, dizziness, difficulty breathing. He had recorded his visit on a tablet device, spoke about the governor. Let's see, I don't have much more information on that, but apparently he allegedly poisoned 2 cops who were going through paperwork and then threatened to blow the place up. Jeez, in Smyrna? Oh, man. Well, that doesn't sound too good. 5:39 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. I don't even know where to go. Oh, did you hear about this Sonny Hostin business? I don't watch The View. Everybody knows about it. I mean, I suppose it's good they're there because it gives us an identification of our enemy. These are some of the nastiest, most miserable, unhappy women I've ever known. And they all have these happy names. Sonny is a happy name. Joy is a happy name. Whoopi. And they're all miserable. Well, the View host, Sonny Hostin, says, "I still believe in reparations for slavery, even though her family was a slave-holding family." She went on the PBS show Finding Your Roots with Henry Louis Gates Jr., revealing one of her ancestors, one of Sonny Hostin's ancestors on her mother's side, was in the slave trade in colonial Spain and owned at least one human being as a slave. And despite that, Sonny Hostin says, "I still believe in reparations, so y'all can stop texting me and emailing me and saying I'm a white girl and I don't deserve reparations." She is like half Cuban or something.
I've got the audio.
Oh, great. Here we go. Founder. Thanks. Here we go. Sonny Hostin from The View.
I was really reluctant. I don't know how you felt when you did it, Whoopi, but I was really reluctant to do it because I just sensed that there could be something in my family history that would be disappointing. Negative, yes. I thought I was going to have that kind of moment. And Skip had asked me to do it for a long time. And I finally decided to do it because I thought it'd be helpful for my children and my children's children to know what their real history was, you know. But what I found out was that my mother's family, while they are Puerto Rican, they actually originate from Spain. And the reason that they moved to Puerto Rico is because the slave trade had been sort of canceled in Spain and then Curacao, and then they moved all of their slaves to Puerto Rico. And so the family business, I had been told that they were printers and journalists, but they were in fact enslavers. And my mother was deeply disappointing.
Oh, golly. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, she says, I'm enriched knowing my family has come so far from being enslavers to my mother marrying my father in 1968. And Joy Behar said, you're not responsible for what they did. Okay, let's...
No. Yeah. That's not how it works.
Sorry, ladies.
The white people.
Yeah.
We're responsible, but they're not?
Yeah,
please.
Exactly. And, I mean, how many times has someone from a conservative family or political party or attitude been doxxed and harassed and prevented from working because of some ridiculous link to slavery? So she's now from a slaveholding family, therefore she should clearly be fired immediately and lose her home. What a bunch of...
We're held responsible for our ancestors, but they're not held responsible for that. Please.
Yeah, she's 7% indigenous Puerto Rican, and so her mother really identified as Puerto Rican, and so now she has to argue the findings of proving she was white. So she's so scared that now she might be considered a white girl, but she still wants reparations.
The grift continues. The grift has to continue.
Oh, my God. Oh, these people have no freaking shame. I mean, seriously. 543. A quick update. Pete found this a bizarre story at the wasteland of Chernobyl. And it was April 26th, 1986. The power plant factory in Ukraine caught fire and exploded, releasing cancer-causing radiation and debris into the air. That's back, of course, when Ukraine was Russian, making the worst nuclear accident in history. Routine maintenance check. Operators turned off the control systems to test an electrical system against safety regulations. It killed 30 immediately. Another 50 reported shortly after, and 150,000 people had to be evacuated from the area around Chernobyl and the nearby town. It left a barren wasteland 50 years later, still too toxic for any human to survive. But guess what? They now, without the humans around, and there's a level of 11 million of radiation, which is 6 times, 600% higher than it should be for a human. They have grizzly bears, bison, lynx, fox, slinking through the trees, beavers, boar, elk, deer, raccoons, more than 200 species of birds. So they have now been capturing wolves, taking blood samples and putting GPS collars on them and to find out what they do. And guess what? The results of the testing of the blood showed that despite this horrible daily radiation doses, the wolves are remarkably resilient. A number of their genes linked to cancer have new mutations, suggesting they have evolved in 50 years to protect themselves against radiation. And now the scientists are hoping that this may pave the way to, I mean, that's pretty weird, you know.
They got freaking lasers shooting out of their eyes.
Yeah, I mean, and still nobody wants to, you can't go there, but all these animals, they have horses, lynx, elk, wolves, dogs believed to be descendants of pets left behind. Mutated tree frogs have more green pigmentation. They were dark or black. Rare horses have doubled in population. I mean, wild dogs have mutated genes. I mean, holy smokes.
Cats and dogs living together.
Japanese lead scientist called Vlad Putin says, do you want Godzilla? Because this is how you get Godzilla.
Oh, man, I love it. It's 5:45 already. We probably have another Flounders Funny back there maybe to end the show with. And Pete's tweets, perhaps, and a phone call. Coming up next, Let It Rip Friday with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. There we go.
news and talk. You have to connect with the biggest personalities in the South at thepodcastpark.com. It's more original Atlanta content from Atlanta's hometown talk crew. From legal news to sports and politics, and even archives of interviews from years past. Find the podcast that you love and subscribe everywhere you get podcasts.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Exmark and Howard Brothers. Believe it or not, spring is right around the corner, and the folks at Howard Brothers are gearing up for it. If you need a mower in 2024, Howard Brothers and Exmark have it for you. Exmark mowers aren't just for green industry pros. There's an Exmark for all of us. The Quest, Radius, Laser, zero-turn mowers that will ensure that your yard work isn't hard work. Learn more at howardbrothers.com/Exmark. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Exmark and Howard Brothers.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of the clock ticking. Valentine's Day will be here before we know it. Don't panic. I'm Jaron Solomon from Solomon Brothers Jewelers, and I can help you find the perfect gift. This year, visit SolomonBrothers.com and check out our gift guide. In honor of Valentine's Day being on the 14th, we've got 14 perfect gifts for your loved ones, starting at just $249. That's right, gifts starting at just $249. Shop earrings, necklaces, watches, bracelets, rings, and more. Whether you're buying for him or her, your child, loved one, or friend, no matter the price, you'll find something nice at Solomon Brothers. Hear that? That's the sound you'll hear when they open that gift on Valentine's Day. This year, surprise your special someone with a gift they'll wear forever. Visit us today in any of our 3 showrooms on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and now in Peachtree City. Or shop online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
My name is Jamie High, and I have worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years. Why do I work for Bruce? Because he truly cares. He cares about me, he cares about my family, and he cares about each and every one of his clients. Family is important to him, and he never makes me choose between my family and work. He values me as an employee, but also as a person. At our firm, we are all family, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I am Jamie, and I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years because he's the best. Hagen-law.com.
All right, here's a cold, hard truth. Our American values are under attack. You know it, I know it. Our financial system is frankly broken. The economic outlook for this coming year alone is extremely uncertain. That's why I'd like to remind you to protect your hard-earned savings with an asset you can trust, gold. I made my very first gold purchase back early 2000. Now I am happy to tell you about Lear Capital. Today, my original sales representative is still there, and that investment that I made 25 years ago has quadrupled. Lear, they'll help you prepare for the coming insanity. With over $3 billion in trusted transactions, thousands of 5-star reviews, and a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee, Lear is the precious metals leader that you can trust. Get your free wealth protection guide, and Lear will also credit your account $250 towards your purchase. Call today, 800-475-2280. That's 800-475-2280. Lear Capital.
Da 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 da. White Lightning. George Jones. Country officials and people in the country industry would say that George Jones had the perfect country music voice. They thought George Jones was the man, was the singer. He had the voice for country. And on this day in 1959, Mercury Records released White Lightning by George Jones, became number one, first number one of his career. In his 1997 autobiography, I Live to Tell It All, George Jones mentions the fact the recording process of White Lightning was extremely lengthy after he arrived for the recording session under the influence of a great deal of alcohol. It took him approximately 80 takes to record the vocals. He was an addict and a drunk, and Tammy Wynette, the story, I mean, did you see that series they had on HBO or someplace, the George Jones story or whatever it was? Just heartbreaking.
The best one was a video of him going down the highway on his riding lawnmower drunk, and they had the cop following him.
Just not a happy story. Good grief. Our birthday list includes Ciarán Hinds, 71, the Irish character actor who played... Oh, no, I can't see the damn stupid fart with the thing. The Irish character who played Mance Rayder, the king beyond the wall in Game of Thrones. And Ciarán Hinds also was Dumbledore's brother, Abadorth, on the final Harry Potter movie, The Deathly Hallows. In case you knew that, I didn't know that.
He was best as Julius Caesar in Rome, the HBO series.
Oh, really? I'll be darned. And by the way, your friend Tom Hiddleston, the actor, is 43. Loki in MCU. What's MCU?
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Cinematic Universe. Yeah, there you go. And on this day in history, and I got it right here on my phone because I had to look it up myself special to make sure I got the facts right, and here it is now. On this day in history, a huge notch in the Marine Corps history of the Army, too, was the Battle of Guadalcanal, and over 7 months, the Guadalcanal campaign, Marines took something like 15,000 casualties. But the Battle of Guadalcanal was important because it marked the decisive Allied transition from defensive operations to strategic initiative in the Pacific. It was the first offensive operation, such as the Solomon Islands, New Guinea, Central Pacific, that resulted in Japan's surrender and the end of World War II. And this is where it started, the first official offensive victory and the Marine Corps in Guadalcanal. 5:53. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? To the phones. It's Rick the Painter. Hey, you're on the radio, man. How's it going?
Actually, Rick's going to call back. He just got hung up. Sorry.
God, well, not to worry. Not a big problem. Oh, hey, glad I mentioned it. Oh, hey, look out. I don't care. Let's see. Do you have any interest in the Putin talking to Tucker Carlson? I really don't.
No. I mean, we knew he was crazy, but we needed to hear him being crazy.
Yeah, I guess. But I bet the only news that came out of it, I guess, was if we're saying if you want to stop military action, Putin said, then you need to stop supplying weapons, and it'll be all over in a few weeks. We'll be able to discuss some terms. Yeah, immediate surrender when we stop giving them weapons. I mean, what the hell? That's boy, big news. Putin says if you stop them from getting weapons, it'll all be over in a short time. Well, duh. I mean, so who didn't know that? So, and now they're talking about a prisoner swap with this journalist from the Wall Street Journal. I mean, what a bunch of crap. Anyway, Rick the Painter back on the radio. How's it going, man? Welcome back, sir.
Hey, good afternoon, Kimmer. Sorry, I just lost connection with you. Anyway, at church, after we get through singing the songs, we always say amen. And I heard the lady next to me, she whispered to her husband, she said, honey, why do they say amen after the songs instead of saying a women? He said, honey, you know it's because they're hymns and they're not hers.
The hymns of the hymnal of the Rick the Painter, ladies and gentlemen. Right, and that was free, by the way. You didn't have to pay a nickel for the. You could have paid $80 a ticket to watch him next door at the Rialto there, whatever, the Lowe's Theater, whatever the hell it is back there.
The Roxy.
I knew it was one of those.
So close.
So close, yet so far away.
Very, very close.
That much.
And now we got Rich on the line.
I got Rich on the line. Rich on the radio. Happy Friday, man. How's it going?
Hey, Kimmer, Semper Fi. Just got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
And I think it's hilarious when you call Hillary Clinton stinky fart cabbage or whatever.
Yeah, Hillary Rodham. Yeah.
Well, I don't understand why you call her that.
Well, I'll tell you why. John Podesta, in a secret document and emails and so forth that were revealed back in the day, many years ago, revealed that if you want to talk to Hillary, you better get to her before 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because after that, she's drunk. And the problem is that she always smells like she's peed her pants, and she smells like cabbage all the time. And she's drunk and loaded and stinks. I swear, he said that. John Podesta admitted that talking with his staff people. And so I call her Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage, because he said she smells like cabbage. And that she's always drunk in the afternoon and, like cutting the cheese and stuff. So that's why he did it, not me.
So it's P. Stinky Fart Cabbage.
Yeah, pee, as in urinal. Yeah. Well, it's not my fault. John Podesta is the same guy who admitted that his password for John Podesta, the key aide to Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage, and one of the most important, powerful people in the entire Democrat Party, or for that matter, in America back when she was running for president, the password for his computer system was the word password. I mean, so, it might as well have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, Pete just saw this too. It just popped up on my laptop, and also Pete's. Whoopsie-daisy. The lead story right now just popped up. CNN is even saying, holy cow, Biden blew my mind, contradicting facts in that special counsel report last night. The CNN legal analyst says he contradicted the special counsel's report he took questions from reporters, including the military and foreign policy in Afghanistan and stuff like that. And this CNN reporter says the report found the evidence suggests Mr. Biden did not willfully retain these documents. Investigated and uncovered evidence that he did willfully retain the documents. And this person says, that's what blew my mind about Joe's statement. 2 major things he just outright contradicts, or is contradicted by, however you look at this report. 2 things he said are completely the opposite of what's in the report. Who you believe, I guess, is up to the individual. But, and he says, I did not act willfully. Yes, he did. He deliberately did it. Hell, he was doing interviews with a reporter that was revealing secret classified information, and the reporter tape recorded it. And then when he found out there was going to be an investigation, he erased it, erasing the evidence. And the feds did not go after him as the ghostwriter for Joe Biden, but they did arrest 4 people in connection with Donald Trump's so-called ghost-ridden document stuff, and they arrested him. And those are 4 of the people in the Fulton County thing about the documents case. It's unfreaking believable. Unfreaking believable. Even CNN can't believe it. And I'll tell you, when I saw those reporters screaming, trying to get their question answered last night, I thought, man, this is a good sign.
I said beginning of the week, this could be the week it starts to turn.
Yeah. And again, it's going on today with the CNN legal analyst saying, I can't believe that blew my mind. Joe Biden blew my mind. And there's got to be over the weekend, there's got to be some kind of a thing happening. They're going to all get together and say, what do we do now? Can we keep pulling this off? Because they're not going to get away with it they can't keep getting away with it forever. You can only go along and say, well, he just misspoke. That doesn't work real long.
The Daily Mail says that the Dem politicians in the House and the Senate are panicking.
They have to be, because they can't have Carmella. Again, I thought they were going to throw him down the stairs and then have an open primary this summer, say, well, let's get all together and come up with a good solution, because they're not going to suddenly announce our pick for president of the United States at the top of the ticket is Carmella side piece, the most famous side piece, shiftless, lazy vice president we've ever had. Come on, man. All right, you guys, have a great weekend. Pete Flounder. So to the Kipper, hoorah, Semper Fi, I gotta go, you're killing me. Look out, have a great, go Super Bowl in Kansas City. Look out, Ed Taylor, love you, baby. Look out.
The Morning Extra from 6 to 10 a.m. and The Kimmer Show from 3 to 6 p.m. Only on WFOM and W292EV Marietta. Extra 106.3 FM.
The White House pushes back. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. White House counsel's office spokesman Ian Sams suggesting the special counsel's report on classified documents found at President Biden's home from when he was a senator and vice president is politically motivated.
When the inevitable conclusion is that the facts and the evidence don't support any charges,